See the Wentworth team being led out at the moment by their captain in Callum Bear, so they're looking to run out first, and the crowd around them very, very excited. They're looking quite relaxed at the moment as the big boys start to run out on the field. As we can see, Hancock, he's just leading his players out there. See the balloons just going across the oval at the moment, certainly across Breeze, but we've got our first grand final side out on the oval at the moment. And they'd be absolutely excited to be here, as you said, on a historic day. First side out onto the precinct oval, and I'm excited for this one at the moment, Louis.
That I am, and I'm going to actually make way before the Irymple Swallows make their way out to the ground to bring Mitch Rod and Paddy Silcox in to join your good self, Ben and John Hollywood for the big call.
Great call.
Absolutely appreciate it, and honoured to be a little part of this historic day here for Hot FM. So we will take a break, and yes, the A-team will be in to bring you all the action of the 2022 Senior Grand Final in the Sunraysia Football Netball League between the Irymple Swallows and the Wentworth. Was beautiful. Love it, absolutely love it.
Yeah, buddy.
Alright, kick ass, boys.
Hey, buddy.
Okay.
Let me quick photo, boys. I just want to get this all set up here.
Sorry.
Right. That's what I want.
It is a beautiful setup.
Well, I like that photo.
Sorry.
So you come off the battery well, did you?
Yep. Well, the butcher's the first one.
Sorry, butcher,
Yep.
the butcher.
Gotcha.
The butcher. I'm being told I'm going to give it a bit more atmosphere in mine. Which is that one? Right over here, other way.
We both had a fit in here, maybe the others as well.
No, it's probably more your call than mine.
Irymple Gold grade.
Alright, butcher's coming up.
Alright, let's go
After that,
Yeah,
And then we're on
straight off the butcher.
35.
Thanks, all. Still what? Yeah, bugger off.
You've got 5.
roll up. Let's get into what's going to be an outstanding senior football grand final coming up today. Big welcome to you here on the channels of 106.7 Hot FM, or of course 90.7 if you're listening in from Wentworth, from Euston, from Irymple, or from Oyen. It's an absolute pleasure to have your company. We can't wait for this massive contest between Wentworth and Irymple. Mitch Rod here and alongside me, Pat Silcox, as we've done all year. Paddy, what a great call by Louis, Benny and Johnny out here from the reserves game before. We will have Ben and John with us here again coming up. But gee, we've had the luxury of having the back seat for a little bit now, mate. But it's now time for the big one.
Yep.
And I reckon the atmosphere is just absolutely pumping. Have a look at the hills out here at the moment. A big g'day to everyone too who's watching in on Dartfish live streaming as well. Hope you're enjoying the coverage as it sits. But have a look at all those bodies out there everywhere, Paddy. It's an absolute scene out here.
It is sensational, Mitchie. Good afternoon to you and everybody listening around the globe on 106.7 Hot FM. It is the 2022 season decider, of course. Wentworth going straight in via the passage of the second semi-final a fortnight ago. We'll play the Irymple Swallows, who are up and about, Mitchie, with some big wins already so far today.
Yeah, absolutely, including in that reserves grand final that was just called. We've got some other results from a little bit earlier in the day. I might get some of the footy ones from you, Paddy. But here's some of the results from the earlier netball games here from indoor courts. Earlier in the day, Mildura defeating Merbein in the 17 and under Div 2, 49-28 with Matisse Hill best on court. The Seagraves saw South Mildura defeat Wentworth 32-2 in a close encounter there with Sean Lane best on court. In the under 17 Division 1, Mildura getting the win over Irymple, I beg your pardon, getting the upset win over Mildura 37-32 with Georgia Del Castagna best on court. Followed up was the 13 under Div 1 game between Merbein and Wentworth, and it was the latter who won 41-26. Sienna Kelly best on court. South Mildura played Wentworth Youth in the 13 under Div 2 with South getting the win 27-19. Mika Mansforth with best on court honours. And as we heard before, Paddy, and as you witnessed at the end, what a contest it was in A-grade netball. Wentworth 45, Owen United 44, with a shot after the final buzzer, unfortunately for the Kangas not going through. But what an exhibition of A-grade netball.
Unbelievable, mate. The crowd, we were only there for probably the second and third quarter of that game, but it was absolutely electric, and the support for the Kangas was second level, wasn't it? It was so good to see both clubs having a ding-dong battle. And I guess as we look at it, we're going for back-to-backs, weren't they? Because they won it when we last competed in the grand final back in 2019. Unfortunately, not quite been able to get there today, but it was a fantastic setup over there. Inside has been Ridley caught in the reserves, and that's exactly where we want to be going forward for our netball big day of days. Let's have a quick look through the earlier games today with the footy. And in the under 14s, it was the Wentworth Brews 10-4-64, knocking out Irymple 4-7-31. In the under 16s, it was a win for Robinvale Euston. We saw a fair portion of that game, Mitch. It was an absolute bull turn. 9-4-58 the Eagles, 7-8-54 Mildura. The U18s, it was pretty comprehensive. It was a 44-point win for Mildura, 10-8-68 over Mildura, 3-6-24. And of course, just completed was our reserve grand final for 2022. It was the Swallows again, 8-11-59 off the back of the BOG from Tyson Giles, getting out into a pretty stirring finish to that game, 5-5-35.
Absolutely, it is, and there's the two of us here in the box, but our third wheel for the whole season has been John Hollywood on the boundary for Club Aquarius 24/7 Fitness. Johnny, fantastic work in the Reese's, mate. Looking forward to a cracking contest here. Just so you're having a chat with our old mate Will Callow out in the middle of the ground. What sort of things has he put into your ears?
Will was telling me to piss off, mate.
Look, my concern is that you're going in with a couple of players under injury clouds and underdone, but probably the most surprising thing, we spoke about it off air, was the players that they've gone out of the side for them. So we've got two key forwards coming in, but we've got two strong-bodied midfielders going out. So not swapping like for like, it's going to be intriguing.
As we observe some silence here for Queen Elizabeth II.
Presentation's going to get underway in just a couple of moments, and I think also the national anthem to be sung as well. Boys, it's looking an absolute picture out here at the Mildura Sporting Precinct today, and as you said in the Resi's call, Benny, I reckon there was a lot of people still who maybe had that little bit of maybe cynicism about the move to actually come out here, but it looks like it's absolutely paid off in spades.
Well, it does, and it looks like, especially on the right-hand side here, I mean, it's absolutely fantastic. But even just going downstairs quickly, I just had to, I went down to listen to Tony Hickey, actually, to go and see how he recovered after the game. I wish I would have got national anthem.
As the Australian national anthem there, boys, and I don't know about you, but I reckon that'd be a pretty intimidating kind of a process to be there with no backing music or anything like that. I don't know if you've heard me, I sound like a cat being hung, drawn and quartered really when I try to put the microphone to mouth. But that is a tough gig to have there as the players look like they're just about ready to get going, I think, to celebrate with the umpires as well prior to this game. John Hollywood on the boundary for us. Straight to the...
Straight to it.
Irymple for Johnny by 7.
Well, look, I'm going to go too many injured players coming in. I think the decisions at the selection table on Thursday night may come back to haunt them. I'm going to go Wentworth by 11 points.
Just before we go to you, Paddy, Johnny, looks like the toss has been made and Zach Wandon wins it for Irymple. Beautiful, thank you, Johnny Hollywood on the boundary for us. Paddy, your turn, mate. Which way are you leaning?
I've thought about this so much during the week and I've spoken to so many people about it, but I'm still going the Swallows. I like the fact they've got a lot of guys that have played hard finals footy in the past. They've won grand finals, a lot of this group together, and it counts for a lot in a big game for me, I reckon, Ben. So yeah. I think that'll stand them in good stead. I am concerned with the changes they have made because I think Wentworth might have them for a bit of zip on the bigger ground today, but I'll go the Swallows, but only just by a straight kick the difference.
Ooh, that's pretty tight there, boys. I'm still leaning towards the Swallows as well, purely because I think of what they've done in the past. We know they've got so many good performers who have been there and done it. Certainly a lot of younger guys in there too, but they don't seem too overawed by the occasion. I'm going the Swallows by 10 points to win this one, but I certainly wouldn't be surprised if it's the Winnie Roos that come up trumps at the end of the day. So both teams are heading out towards their respective positions on the ground. If you are listening in through the Dartfish app with the live stream, you can obviously see them doing that now. Of course, we're bringing you the live action thanks to Matt Mill and the team at Battery World, as they have done all year in 2022. We're very appreciative. They've allowed us to be here for Hot FM Match of the Day. As we look at a couple of matchups early on, boys, and as we suspected, Dan Coughlin inside the forward 50 for the Swallows. Jason Hura also starting forward. Liam Garlick going straight to the goal scorer, way into his direct opponent.
Have a look inside the middle here. You've got Jake, Ash Kempton, so we expect him to go to Ferguson. But you've hit the nail on the head there, it looks like, Johnny. Brownbridge is in the middle of the ground, so that's an absolute. This is. They're going big bodies in here. So you've got Hura, you've got Hammonds, you've got Kempton, and you've got Brownbridge. So look, not the quickest midfield you're going to come across, but Brownbridge has gone to Ferguson. We've got Kempton, looks like he's going to run with Cottrell, and we've got Hammonds going back to Bear. So this is intriguing.
It's not trying to run headfirst into a brick wall. I reckon trying to get through the majority of those boys in the middle of the ground. As we're getting ready to just about get this game underway, umpire has the ball in the middle. This first quarter brought to you by the Butcher, Rocky and Lisa at 112A Langtree Avenue. It's game day, grand final day here. here's your number one caller, it's Pat Silcox.
All right, we're underway with umpire Frost throwing us into the sky. One down over the back there by Ferguson. Initially in that contest, Whistle was there with the umpire. We'll go the way of Kempton as Ferguson just went a little bit high trying to get that takeaway. So Kempton now looks to direct the traffic to the outer side, the 16th Street side of the precinct. Peel off nicely here. Zach London, I reckon's our man, is it there? Brady Jackson, who's at half-back on that outer side of the ground. As he looks at the field to see what's coming at him. Weddy has set up a nice zone across half-back. He kicks low under the breeze. Out in the searching lead was Damasi. Hits ground level for Hura. Then he's taken a bit off the ball for mine. Umpire says play on. Snacks on the mill ensue. Oh, it's still going to stay alive here. Chance for Wesley. Couldn't quite take it away. So heavy action crashing there. Wow.
And there's a high shot that's been called in there. It's going to go the way of Kane Burr, the skipper for Wentworth. So he's a true centre half back. He's told to play on immediately. Nick Pezzaniti was up to the challenge. He just got the handball away in time. They're going to have another scramble and a stalemate. Still just outside the centre square. Wentworth's forward way.
Tell you what, boys, you talk about nerves with the players. I reckon the umpire was a bit nervy there for that to be called so quickly. Play on. Would have been a nervous call, I think.
Certainly could be. Just a minute gone in the opening term here. And 0 still for each team on the Cumula Club scoreboard is Ben Howard. Handballs over the top of the pack. Jensen, as good at ground level as he is in the ruck, gets the kick out wide to the 16th Street side of the ground. Jack Carter's there, tries to get the handball off. He retreats to Jensen. Under some pressure, left foot kick forward down the wing. Leading the race there was Robinson. He overran it. And it's going to be socket off the ground. I think Wall tried to get it going forward. It is out of bounds on the full. Andy Wall looks like he started centre half forward, Paddy.
What a mouthwatering matchup that is. Robinson v. Wall. Really looking forward to that one across the afternoon. As we wait for this result, a free kick. It's brought back into play by Robinson. Goes long down the line for Cirillo.
Uncontested.
Clear. Yes, it was at centre wing. Looks towards us here in the broadcast box. He'll kick inside the forward 50. Hura was his intended target. It goes over to Coghlan. Almost fell in his basket. Now a chance here for Noonan. Gets out of danger nicely. Chance here for Tristan Parker. Goes way out wide to the boundary side near the Cumula Club scoreboard. It should go out of play, boys. We get a toss in on that outer side. With 2 minutes gone in this opening quarter of the 2022 SFNL Grand Final. No score on that Cumula Club scoreboard. Let's go down to Johnny Hollywood, boundary side for Club Aquarius.
Certainly trying to put the battering rams in there early on and get the early advantage. 2.5 minutes gone in this opening term. No score yet on that Cumula Club scoreboard. On the 16th Street wing of the ground, umpire Frost throws it up. Just a little bit of carry on that one as well. Nate Hura handballing forward. Wipe with Damasi. And he sees it out of bounds. Had a really good game last week in the semi-final. One of the best games we've seen him play at senior level. And good to see him back out there after some nasty injury issues over the last couple of years for Irymple's number 5. Flicked in by a man, the Chicken Hawk, far side of the ground. Tapped down by Jensen. Might have been held without it there, Damasi. I don't know if the umpire saw it.
Yep.
Did. And the Cossack gives it Irymple's way.
He wasn't going to miss it, Nick, was he? He was right, Johnny, on the spot there. So free kick going the way of the Swallows. Nick Damasi's on the centre wing on the 16th Street side of the precinct. A bit of push and shove there with Nick Mead. And his opponent will keep an eye on that. Benny Howard is coming off the line there, taking the mark. He's got a bit of separation there, and did it very nicely just to push away from Jensen, who was fighting back as the loose man in defence. So the pair's a chance from that right forward pocket now.
I reckon that just held up at the wind a little bit more, Paddy. I don't know if it was intentionally where it was going, but it worked to the advantage of the leading forward. Pez Dispenser. If anyone loves the big stage, it is him. He's looking for the opening goal of the game. Nearly 4 minutes in. Gee, took that a fair way across. It's high up and under. Getting back was Wesley, off hands, couldn't hold it. Coghlan's there on the left shoe. Opening goal of the game. Dan Coghlan, who says he's injured. He's jumped around, absolutely celebrating with the boys. And a great first goal on the board, going the way of the Swallows. 1 straight 6 for Irymple. Yet to score Wentworth on the Cumula Club scoreboard. John Hollywood, even though he might have come into this game a little bit injured, Coghlan is just so smart around the fall of the ball, isn't he?
I think it's on more.
Absolutely, it wasn't a very well taken goal by Dan Coghlan. It's back in the middle of the ground now, flicked up, and Kempton with the clearance for the Swallows. They go here again. Damasi gathers it well, missed his intended target, but it's going to fall in the lap of Tulloch. Took a little bit off that kick, almost worked for Healy. Jack Cottrell just besieged by Kempton, and then it's going to be throwing the ball, I think. And the aggression has come early from the
Captain
Swallows.
started well, boys. He's been very, very physical at the contest. So interesting to see how long he stays in the middle for at the moment, Johnny. But he's certainly made an impact.
Right, so Tommy Brownbridge is started. Tommy Brownbridge is started in the midfield rotation at the opening bounce. Has taken this mark. He's inside the square, and will take his shot from around about 50 metres out here, directly in front.
Got some distance.
He's got some carry on it into that breeze, but it's just going to push right across the face of the end. I thought it was going to sneak over from behind, but no score the result. So we're still at 1-6. The Swallows winning yet to score. That's the 5.5 minute mark. Opening quarter for the Butcher, 112-8 at Langtry.
James, how do you read the win, boys? Because that first kick inside there by Pezzaniti, that very much held up in the air. But then you see that big left foot there from Brownbridge, and that has absolutely carried the distance. So certainly going across the ground, they've got to be smart about how they go inside the attacking 50 here. Irymple, keep it nice and low.
Yeah, starting those kicks out to the left-hand pocket, which is certainly the way you want it, but it's carried a bit more than we thought. Meanwhile, Cameron tried to keep it low going against the wind. Intercept taken by Brownbridge, going straight back from where it came. Pezzaniti front position.
Well done.
And just read it so well. Dewey Cameron, not really much you can do about that again. Maybe the wind working slightly to advantage Paddy there.
Look, he just got goal side of the footy into that right forward pocket as we look at it here, and he's got a real big chance. Although it's a pretty difficult angle here in the forward pocket of that 16th Street into the ground, or almost even out until he takes his shot on goal. As we wait for the pairs, it was such an excitement machine, and you reckon Ben Ridley, if he kicks this one here, is going to be right up and about.
Oh, I tell you what, it is a very good chance from here as we see him load up. It looks like it's good off the
Got
Pez is very happy at the moment, boys. He's running through, giving high fives, and Irymple up and about very early. Beautiful kick inside there from Brownbridge. Kept it low, used a little bit of left to right, got the advantage with Pezzaniti playing in front, and they're on fire at the moment. Irymple, they've had main possession and using it well.
So they had 2 straight 12 on the Cumula Club scoreboard for the Swallows. Wentworth yet to score. We've gone almost 7 minutes in this opening term. As Benny Ridley said, advantage of playing in front there by Nick Pezzaniti, as we've seen a couple of changes in the middle of the ground, and it looks like Jack Chisholm into the ruck now for Irymple. Josh Moritz also into the centre as well. So thrown up, Chisholm gets the first tap down, just spiked forward by Brownbridge. Cottrell has not had any space to work with at all. Picked up by Healy. Left shoot comes wide to the forward flank. Hura's leading the way. Spoil from Noonan. Gets the crumbs there as well. Little kick around the body. Tried to get a bit more purchase on him than what he did. In the end, it's out of bounds. Mick DeMarcy, I think a little bit advantageous calling for deliberate, because I think he kicked it straight in the middle of the sack. Johnny Hollywood on the boundary.
It's a good call too, I reckon. It's Rendersfield here at half for the Swallows in front of this sensational complex at the Sporting Precinct. Inside the attacking 50 they go, but Noonan gets back, kicks down the line, hits the target nicely. Mark taken by Kane Burr, the skipper. And he's at right half back. We're right behind him here in the hot box. Little poke is not great to the count. He's got to go back now. Burr, he's boxed himself in. A bit of nerves coming in, I reckon, early from the Wenny boys. Just not backing their game plan, and really got themselves in real trouble there, Ben.
You called it perfectly there, Silco, and that's it. Just a little bit of nerves. There was no reason to just go short there. Put himself under undue pressure, as well as his teammate. Should have just gone long and direct down the line.
Right, back into play we go. Jensen slaps it down to Ferguson. Went without it though. Chance for Hammonds. Archie's his back. He drops the ball. Umpire will pay holding the ball. So a chance for a bit of relief here with Cottrell for Wentworth. He's at half back on the broadcast side. Goes up towards centre wing again. Kick into a contest. Not much coming at him there. There's a chance for Andy Moore, breaks it on nicely now for Ferguson, beats a couple of tackles. Jackson's away now. Off his right, he goes towards right half forward. That's not bad on the breeze. Oh, Mark Taken!
Well done.
Sensational work from Hancock. He was just too good, too strong.
It looked like a waiter at Downton Abbey there. Just had it like perfectly placed with the balancing plate, and absolutely sat for him nicely. And the first real sniff he's had, Ben, he manages to take a grab like that, and this is the advantage of having someone like Wayne Hancock.
And look, Ferguson just did exactly what they needed to do. He just broke the pack, got the ball long and direct into the inside 50. Instead of those cute little kicks that they've gone for, kicked it to advantage to Hancock. He's lining up for the first, uses it right to left, a little bit too far, and it's hit the left-hand point post, and that's going to be a free kick out of bounds on the full to Wentworth. But they've just got to get it long and direct. Stop being so cute, Wentworth.
So out of bounds on the full there, it was from Wade Hancock. 2 straight 12 for Irymple on the Cumula Club scoreboard. Yet to score Wentworth, and a big kick coming out of defence for the Swallows. Hasn't taken long. Get to the other end of the ground. What a tackle there by DeMarcy. But in the end, he's caught him a little bit high. So the free kick's going to go the way of Jaron Scatting. of these unsung defenders, Paddy, who you think's got a really important role to play today for the
Look,
Buckaroos.
he really has, Mitch. Some good closing speed from Damasi. Really made him down quick time, didn't he? As they go up the line towards centre wing for Jensen. And the ball knocked away from his grasp. Now a chance here as they run and gun. The Swallows
Pez.
go through Pezzanini. He's at half forward on the outer side of the ground. They're pushing ahead here as they square it up nicely. As running onto it is Nick Mee. Oh, he wanted to go through and kick the goal. I reckon that's his style of run and kick them along on the momentum shift. Now he goes back for the set shot. I reckon there'll be a few things going through his head here, Benny, because he hasn't had the best of fortnights with the goal kick yet.
No, and that's exactly right. So look, he's high in confidence, but as you said, he's going to be trying to figure out how this wind is working. We've seen two set shots that have played completely differently from one another. But if we know anything about Nick Mee, he can kick a ball, and he's lining up at the moment. He's decided to go to the right-hand goal post, and he's pushed it right. But interesting, isn't it? I mean, you've seen Nick Mee now, he's broken the lines twice, and he's come off half-back. Nick Mee by himself, he's got to be tagged. Unfortunately, he is nearly the untaggable one. But if you let him go, and you can see it right now, they've let him go again. So even with the ball in Wentworth's hand, they've got to start looking around for where Nick Mee is, because he'll sneak up on you very quickly.
Kick out of defence there by Matt Cameron for Wentworth, and scored over the boundary line right in front of the Coomilla Club scoreboard. Reading by Irymple 2-1-13. Wentworth yet to score. Of course, this first quarter brought to you by Rocky and Lisa at the Butcher, 112A Langtree Avenue. Out of bounds on the 16th Street side of the Mildura Sporting Precinct, which looks an absolute picture here at the moment. The Swallows again just busting through Moritz, taken a little bit high in the end by Kane Burst. So the little man gets the free kick. He's about 55 from home. He's got options to go for. He's going to switch it to the other side of the ground. Rhodes, has he got the sit? Well done by Noonan, getting in front position. Wesley, bit fumbly, unlike him. And Noonan in the end just cost one a little bit high coming through by Mick Damasi. In fact, the free kick's going to go the way of Cleve Wesley. And the Roos just need to find some solace coming out of defence here, Paddy.
Need to steady their ship, don't know at the moment. Irymple will keep it here around half forward though. Chance for Brown Bridge, leaves it behind. Through goes Chichiglia, now Hamo. Gets it midfield, another whistle there.
Jeez, that was unlucky.
Yeah, they were away too.
Yeah, they were.
Here's a chance for Kane Burr. Going to half back on the hot side of the ground. That's a much better hit and target as Tristan Parker has a bit of a set to with Dan Coughlin. Play on down the line there from Sammy Cumming. Irymple in front defensively. Oh, heavy clash on Moritz. Manages to stay on his feet. Here's a chain of passes going through from Sapupo onto Jack Carter. Another whistle. And it's going to come back here this time for the Swallows free kick. So they've averted a bit of danger right there.
And Alex Hollingworth, the recipient at left half back. So it goes down the Sporting Centre wing. That's a great mark by Kane Burge. Read it nicely. Looks like he might be running with Nick Mee at the moment, so playing a little bit of tagging and getting his own footy. Takes a little bit off it there, trying to get Aaron Duck to come at the footy. In fact, they managed to keep it in bounds just for a few minutes there at Wentworth. It's now over the line. We'll get a throw-in. It's a 13-point lead in favour of the Swallows, 13 minutes into this opening term.
Roos playing the short game into a bit of breeze with execution. Benny's
Yeah, and that's twice from Burr that he's kicked to at least a 2-on-2 contest short down the line. Can't do that. Got to get it long and direct. He's got to get it further up the field.
So here's a chance for the Swallows on the far side of the ground. They can. Wanden's there. He's got, I think, Parker for company. Handballs the forward. In fact, it's Howard, big dumping tackle. Hold on a little bit too long. And the free kick's going to go the way of Nando Cirillo. Not happy with the treatment he copped there from Benny Howard, but the recipient of the free kick, as looks like also Jack Carter just bundled out of the way there by Tommy Brownbridge. A nice bit of spice in this game early. Not a hell of a lot in terms of the highlight reels, but plenty of feeling at the Mildura Sporting Precinct. So Cirillo goes wide, and again, just taken with the win on that one. Heads across out of bounds on the 16th Street side of Mildura Sporting Precinct.
Down to the boundary for Club Aquarius and Johnny Hollywood. The Wendy boys just got a bit of nerves in their system early doors. Just not quite hitting their targets, are they?
You think Tristan Parker maybe is the one to go there. We saw him do it at the semi-final weekend. It's another out of bounds on the 6th Street side of the Oval. 2-1-13 on Irymple, leading Wentworth yet to score. Coomilla Club scoreboard. The ball's about 65 metres from home for the Swallows.
Reload on that outer side. Runs to go at it. Jensen goes in against Hura. Hura front and centre, slapped it down nicely for Cirillo, but he was tackled nicely and he's gone. He dropped that illegally, says up by Brewell. Advantage play to Wendy. They're away looking for Aaron Duck there at left half forward. Ball's in dispute. Well done by Hollingworth, but when he maintained possession and one out here, chance for Ferguson at the back. Can he get a second bite of the cherry? Does well, butters up the second time, wheels around onto his right boot. One out for Hancock, the left forward pocket. Hancock almost could have got a free kick. It's still up for grabs now. The Swallows rush it through for a minor score, but when they do get a headband, Ridley, they look dangerous. When
they do, and I'll tell you what, Hancock's looking real dangerous one-on-one at the moment, but Ferguson up there, just another big body. We've seen Robinson go back to him, so that takes their run and carry off half back, so they've got to try and push those Irymple running defenders back as far as they can, as we see Andy Walters cut one off perfectly.
Yeah, brilliant intercept mark there in front of Michael DeMasi. Drew centre wing on the far side of Mildura Sporting Precinct, keeps it low, nice hit, Ferguson comes out at it. Started in the middle of the ground, but certainly it's enough forward at the moment.
great kick.
That's well done there to Howard. I reckon that could be close to a 50 metre.
He wants to give it mid, doesn't he?
And the Cossack normally would.
He was looking at it.
He was processing.
You can see the cogs turning and Howard kicks it forward, and there's Parker, I believe it is, taking the diving mark. We've seen him chip in with a couple of goals before. I think in the last home and away round, Paddy, I'm pretty sure he kicked a couple there for the Roos. And not a bad set shot for a guy who maybe isn't as rated for his kicking abilities.
I don't think the Swallows would have accounted for him in their defensive matchups, that's for sure. He was going to be through their midfield and certainly running shotgun with Nick Mee, but he's got a bit of separation. He's a right half forward now. He'll kick from just inside the forward 50. He needs to go from right to left. He sets it up. It's going to hang across the breeze. It's going to be right on the last line. And again, I reckon push through from minor. Yes, it is. Behind for Wentworth. They are 2 behinds on the Cuniola Club scoreboard. Irymple are 2-1-13. That is at the 16-minute mark of the first quarter. Grand final day on Hot FM, and this first quarter, the Battery World, 1-12 from the Butcher, 1-12 Elementary Avenue.
We absolutely love a grand final day footy. As Wentworth going to go back the other way again. Chiglia, handball off to Hancock, deep in the right forward pocket. In the end, it's a little bit too far the other way. Sends it out of bounds on the full on the right-hand side of the ground. Apologies if there's a little bit of feedback coming through here, through your radio dial. It is 2-1-13 for Irymple. Wentworth just 2 behinds on Cuniola Club scoreboard.
Plenty of tightened up right across the ground here, so you can start to see that they're just a little bit closer to their direct opponent, starting to put a little bit more pressure on the ball carrier and up the field, just making it a one-on-one contest. I like that.
So down the ground now for the Swallows, just kicking it along with Cirillo, kept in the target, over the back, trying to run into his Harper Curran. Happy to see it across the boundary line on the 16th Street side of the ground. Benny Ridley, just having a look at the Wentworth side at the moment, who do you like that could potentially try and break this game open back in their favour?
Well, look, I think Ferguson at the moment, so he's the main man, so he's doing a little bit of damage up forward, but we need to get a little bit more off the half-backs, so we need to see a little bit more from Campbell Davison and Cleve Wesley, also Jack Cottrell through the middle of the ground as well, so they're probably the 3 main players that are going to give you the most run and carry and yardage further up the field.
Right, so it's going to be a free kick down the back half of the ground here for the Swallows. Taken by Justin Robinson's down there, I reckon, as he quickly goes down the line to centre wing. Cirillo comes off. He's had some nice touches in this first quarter on 106.7 Hot FM. Opens it up with his left boot, comes down the line for Rhodes, stretches, takes a nice grab there. Just forward of centre wing on the 16th Street side of the MSP. Kicks it up looking for Pez, one out. Good work from Minter over the top. Here's DeMasi, did a push and shove.
I'm barely here, but I know what you're saying. Yeah, it won't happen again.
Kicks Smother, engaged Jim Noonan. He's in trouble. He's in real trouble. Oh, the Cossack was circling.
Paddy.
Lucky, but
It's like the shark chasing the chum around there. He was ready to latch his teeth into that. The Cossack.
He knew.
But he decided to take the conservative route. Ball up inside forward 50 for the Swallows. Double tap there from Jensen, but then Chiswell over the top. Interesting bit of work there from Minter. Andy Waller's got 2 to beat here at the moment. He does well. Coming, just goes long down the line. See, there is London, but well done by McKinnon. Read it really well in a tough situation. That's unlucky for Mitch Rhodes. It's going to be a 50-metre penalty, encroaching on the mark. A good chance here for the Roos to get one on the board, Paddy.
Well, Mitch, he'll get to the point of the square. It's a right half forward that he plays on quickly, stabs one into the hot spot, looking for Ferguson. Bounces off his pecs. Out the back door is Hollingworth. Now a chance, quick release from Wandon. They've got some nice movement coming here from Brooks. His handball not so good. Burr front on was fair, but very heavy. Now a chance for Brooks. He might have been taken. Great work, Moritz at ground level to keep it alive for the Swallows. Now Sapupo, little tumbler up towards right half forward. Hands are great from Parker. He's slung at a pretty handy tackle though. What's the umpire going to call here? Oh, there you didn't have much opportunity.
He's unlucky.
That was hotter than Vindaloo Curry, I reckon, out there. It was really harsh on Tristan Parker, but the Swallows not wasting any time. 16th Street side of the ground. Looks like Jackson's got some space on the far side if he can gather it. Geez, had to go like a bar of soap for a little while, but gets there. Left shoe, Rhodes the target. Well Well done in the end by Minter, had to take it on the third bite of the cherry. Intercept mark, kick straight to centre half back now. Burr stops, Prob's looking for options. That's a dangerous kick. Ferguson had to make up a lot of territory. Intercept grab taken by Kempton. Not wasting any time, going to Robinson. 1-2 back in the middle of the MSP.
And 3
Little short
times,
kick
Burrs,
wide.
for Burr, 3 times.
And Hammonds takes it to the centre of the ground.
Okay, so Hammo will bring it towards the South Mildura Club Room side of the MSP now. And this bloke has been super busy, hasn't he? Nando Cirillo, he's covering some territory this afternoon as he looks upfield here towards half forward. Here's Rhodes, one out with Minter. Minter got there nicely. And in the jukes, he takes it and relieves the pressure here for Wentworth. But this is where it's breaking down. But this next kick up the ground is really not going their way. They've had a couple of 50s to get them out of danger in the past couple of minutes. But now Minter kicks to a really heavy contest as Colwyn stands underneath it. Very gutsy effort it was. Ball skirts out the back to Cirillo. Now Robinson pops it up. Chance here for Hammond. Steadies nicely. That's the way to do it. Out they go here through Connor Mensch.
So Mensch, short kick forward, Chiswell, got plenty of space, takes it inside the centre square, comes to the far side of the forward 50, that's well weighted, and a nice kick there, Mitch Rhodes, who had an acre of space by himself. But well done by the ruckman, good composure there, Benny, who didn't overkick it, just put it to the fat side for the forward.
No, and Silko, you called it absolutely perfectly. So they're setting up the template for what Wentworth need to do. Again, keeping going short down that wing. They've got to get over the back of that contest. We had Ferguson push over there. He was behind it. They had to look over that spot. Instead of going short to that 2-on-2, 3-on-3, they're allowing themselves too much hard work here.
Mitch Rhodes has a shot, it looks pretty good off the boot. He's happy with it, celebrating the third goal of the opening term here. The Swallows 3-1-19, leading Wentworth 2 behinds. That's on the Kumiela Club scoreboard. Great start for the Swallows, John Hollywood. I certainly think they'd be pretty happy down at boundary level. How are things going with the interchange gates? I know early in the final series, there's been a lot of movement from both coaches. What's it been like so far?
It was pretty much the players that we thought that they were bringing in, and guess what? Guess who's up and about at the moment? Yeah. Johnny, just a quick one before we go on as we see the ball going forward. We'll wait for a break. Just a quick one. Going down that wing on the side that you're at the moment, is the wind holding it up? Is that why they're not going longer down the line? Is it?
As they go up and over the top knee, couldn't quite. Chichigli was favoured by an outlet bounce there, but then left it behind. Got a heavy contact on the way through from Hammonds too, which stopped him in his tracks. Play on the call at centre wing, and we'll get a stalemate again, boys. But I wonder, Ben, do they need to try and attack the other side and try and defeat that breeze?
I think they nearly have to at the moment, because they're just going to have to kill the game on that side, because if they let another couple of goals slip through here from Irymple, then they're a real strife. So Irymple, look, they're going to be happy to play the game on the other side.
So tap down there by Jensen. Here's a chance for Cottrell. Hasn't had any space to work with in this first term. High up and under. A few blokes looking into the sun, not knowing where it is. Sabupo, good position at ground level. Quick hands. Chichiglia tried the fend off. Just got the handball off in time, Ferguson. That's a one-handed handball. Umpire said play on. That's going to be Nick Mead. Just working well off half back. Down the line. Brownbridge is there. Coughlin as well. And it carried a fair way in the end.
Free kick, boys.
Yeah, it's going to go the way, I think, of Wade Mintz, who might have got one a little bit high, I think, coming through from Tommy Brownbridge at the side.
No, it didn't. But further to what you're saying, Silko, you're right, because if Wentworth can play the game on the other side of the ground, it cuts out that fat side space that Irymple are going to have. Because at the moment, Irymple are getting the ball switched into the middle of the ground. They've got all the other side to play with. If they can just congregate a little bit more out there, Wentworth is going to slide down a bit more forward.
All right, James Noonan with the footy here. Broadcast side, half-back flank, goes down the line, centre wing. They just keep going there, don't they? They want to try and find the magnet. Here's a chance for Burr. His skills have let him down a little bit in this opening stanza. Ball is bouncing towards the boundary line there. Is out. The other side goes to Pupo. Now a chance for Irymple to get some numbers back behind the footy. In comes the count. Ball is squirted clear here by the Swallows somehow with a bit of muscle, but now she's gone out for a ball in, says umpire very well, and we'll get a reload, boys. 24-minute mark of the first term. It's the Kumiela Club scoreboard reading Irymple 19, Wentworth 2.
So can't be too much longer left. In fact, there it is. You call me Nostradamus, boys, as the first siren goes. It is Irymple 3-1-19, leading Wentworth 2 behinds. The Kumiela Club scoreboard at the opening break of this Hot FM SFNL Grand Final Day contest. You're listening in on 106.7 Hot FM Of course, 90.7 in Irymple, Wentworth and Oyen, and also you might be listening in to us through Dartfish Streaming. We'll take some messages from our valued sponsors and be back in a few moments for the second quarter of Hot FM Match of the Day action.
You're watching a whole contest, boys.
Couple of little dropouts there, right?
Yeah, and trying to bloody fix up the atmosphere, Mike, but I don't know, are you hearing anything coming from the crowd at the moment?
No, I can't. I get all the wind noise off that.
Yeah,
I
pulled it down again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I was trying to control it through there too.
Yeah, no, Mango said it was just, you would get nothing.
All I could hear was the
Yeah.
coming through.
I mean, mind you, we haven't had a heap of play right in front of it either necessarily. It's all gone that way or that way. So.
But the crowd don't tend to be really giving much later, do they? But it's only first
yeah.
quarter.
It's interesting, isn't it, how it's absolutely congregated to the south.
Yeah, well, that's where all the booze is.
Yeah. That's a good point, mate. There's a hot dog band to be done there.
Oh, who were the better ones, boys?
Cirillo was good, Kempton was good.
Me, just starting to get off the leash. Yes,
Big
was
Masters,
fantastic.
I thought.
Yeah, tough at the contest. Brownbridge was good early too.
Yeah, he was. Brody Jackson's.
Yeah, Brady Jackson off the run.
I thought Hammer had some good touches there too.
Yeah, just tough in the clinches there.
Right. Windward.
Look, Jackson Ferguson again, tough in the contest.
Yep.
Chances that Hancock had he was lively. So
Noonan I thought was good down
Noonan was good down back.
Wait, Richard did a couple of nice things.
Yeah, he did. Look, Kane Bear's getting the footy, just not using it. So he's got the ball in hand. Who else we got on the outside there? Yeah, again, their main playmate. Yeah, they've got to push him back. Yeah, I don't worry about this forward stuff with him anymore.
Couple of things from Tristan Parker that sort of showed.
Yeah, he did well. Yeah, early he did. Yeah. They've just got to settle themselves back into the structure.
Yeah.
Back into
That win must be playing more having the ball.
Yeah, it has to be because so it's going to be interesting to see what template when he comes in. This is if this is the scoring
It
end.
seems to be, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, that's scary.
We get in the reserves game for it.
Nah.
I don't know.
Paddy, how are you?
So this is the thing. Wade doesn't need to change much. So and he sometimes has a tendency
Oh,
to
bloody marvellous.
Reactive.
get a bit reactive here. So hopefully he just settles them and backs them in.
Yeah.
I've got, hold on for a minute,
And,
I've got the Wentworth
just
one on
lets him
now,
go,
the
but-
community bank.
Yeah, I'm coming on the back of this one. Yeah.
Righto.
That's perfect.
Get the footy boys ready, mate. Get the footy boys ready.
How's that score?
Survived another week, so we do. What about yourself?
Okay.
I think so. I've just been watching up there. Boy.
Oh, the weight of it all. You're on. Oh, yes,
We
yes.
certainly are sponsors of Hot FM, and we thank them for their support throughout 2022. For us to bring you the SFNL match of the day each and every week. It is grand final day at the MSP out here at South Mildura, looking an absolute treat at the moment. Wind playing a bit of havoc in this opening turn, where Irymple at quarter time, 3-1-19, leading Wentworth 2 behinds on the Cumulate Club scoreboard. The goal kickers in this game, Dan Coughlin, Mitch Rhodes and Nick Pezzaniti. Mitch Rod, Pat Silcox and Ben Ridley up here in the box with you. We'll throw it down to John Hollywood, our man on the boundary, in just a few moments when the breaks go out. But boys, there's a hard quarter to call there at different times. It was really tough footy going through, and it looked like that wind really was playing havoc at different times.
I think Benny Wentworth made it look very labour intensive to me. I thought when Irymple got their mojo up and got the transition going, they made it look pretty simple, didn't they? Just short passes, good execution, hitting targets, and certainly trying to bring the ball back through the corridor, which is going to be a lot easier than a bit of a fluky day with the wind.
Oh, you're spot on, Silko. It's nearly as if they're overcomplicating it and overthinking it at the moment, Wentworth. And again, by going down the line with those short contests, they were just playing into the hands of Irymple. And at any opportunity, Irymple were just trying to spread the play, get it over to the outer side of the ground on the fat side, and then just run a carry.
Absolutely. Let's go down to the boundary for Club Aquarius 24/7 Fitness, John Hollywood. Johnny, I think you were down at the Wentworth huddle. What were you hearing from there, mate? Might have just lost Johnny there for a second. We'll hopefully come back to him in just a moment. But boys, let's have a look through some of your better players from that first quarter. Paddy, who have you got down?
Let's have a look at the Swallows. Mick Damasi I thought was really busy in that opening quarter. I liked his work. Nathan Hammett's coming back from a layoff is very impressive. I thought Tom Brownbridge going into that midfield rotation early certainly got some really key touches for me. Nando Cirillo probably best on to quarter time, had so much of the footy. The Pens very, very busy inside that forward 50 of Brady Jackson. Some nice run and carry and sweeping left foots as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's try again now down on the ground. John Hollywood, where were you at the quarter time huddle?
I'm with you here, Johnny. I'm just looking at the forward line-up here of Wentworth, but also the line-up in the middle of the ground. But they've gone back to the original structure of Irymple. I don't think that's going to work for them this quarter. There's definitely a breeze towards this end, and now they've stacked Andy Wall deep in forward, and that's taking Robinson as back as far as they can. And you've also got Hancock there as well. So Campbell Davison's also gone up forward as well, boys.
Yeah, interesting move there. Being grand final day, Paddy, it does take a while to shepherd everyone off the oval coming back through. A couple of little kids, I think, just deciding they're going to go on a cross-country run around the outside of the MSP is we're just about to get ready to go in the second quarter here from Wentworth, who are some of your better performers.
Just a couple of better ones there. Wade Minter, I thought was outstanding across half-back. I like the work of Jackson Ferguson, physical around the contest. Jim Noonan was busy. Tristan Parker showed some good signs too.
Absolutely. Here we are underway in the second quarter for the Wentworth District Community Bank. It's Jensen winning the taps down for the Roos. Just a toe poke out of the contest from Cottrell, but London reads it down back for Irymple. Hollyworth onto his right shoe, down the line. Well done by Jensen, just busting his way across, bringing it to ground level. Quick kick again by Minter. That's well weighted. Aaron Duck gets separation. Looking for him to come into the game. He's got Carter short. He's going to go longer. Andy Wall, I reckon, is going to have a sit at it here from the side. Almost takes it. Ground level, follows up. He's got time. Around the corner. Didn't quite get enough purchase. He did. Brings it to ground level. She's got to be quick here. Cirillo, he does nicely. Thinks his way through the contest. Well, it's a dangerous kick. Off hands there for the Roos, who came at it. Now Damasi's there at front position. The Swallows, now they've got a touch of the fumbles. Hammonds, what can he bring out? His handball's going to work okay to Rhodes.
Rhodes in trouble though, gets it away to Hammonds. He tries to break the tackle. Hammo, he's gone, must be gone. Great tackle from the young gun, Sammy Cumming. Mick Brewell, Johnny on the spot, centre field here at the MSP. Just backed himself in a little bit too much there, Nathan. And
he was
well undone.
He did. He just looked a little bit slow with the ball in hand, and as you said, young Cumming, he's got the pace of his old man, so he was quick to run him down.
All right, Cumming kicks inside the forward 50 right in front of us here in the hot box.
Whoa!
Great look at that one. Irymple had 4 or 5 blokes around the contest, didn't block his path at all.
They just used themselves as a step ladder, each one of them. I think he climbed 3 of them at the same time.
Gee, it was well done. You can see from a few metres away here in our commentary position that he absolutely had the sit coming in at that. So Andy Wall, as we said, started forward in this quarter. Kicking from pretty much on the paint off the left half forward flank. It looks pretty good. In fact, it's gone fairly right off the boot. Robinson couldn't hold it again. Well done to bring it to ground. And Carter around the corner. Has it got enough purchase? It hasn't. It's going to go through for a minor score. First one on the board for this second turn goes the way of Wentworth. 3 behinds for them. They're 16 points behind Irymple, 3-1-19 on the Cumulative Club scoreboard as Nick Mee doesn't waste any time going from full back.
Plays on long and kicks towards centre wing on the 16th stretch side. Here's Rhodes. Manages to bring it in, looks for Brownbridge. He can open up now off his left boot. Floats a bit of a mongrel out towards left half forward. You're doing well to stay in the field of play. It does not. Goes out of play on the full, but a bit of panic footy there for the Swallows.
Well, I'll tell you what was interesting too, Silko. Which side did they go to first? They've had the option. They could have gone out to the side that Wentworth played in that first quarter. They've gone to the absolute opposite side. They're going to try and lock this down.
Must be listening to our call in the first turn. As the ball this time is another awful attempt off the boot from the Roos. It's got out of play once again. And then out of sight at centre wing, so it's Tommy Brownbridge with the footy for the Swallows. Pops it up towards left half forward. Here is Damasi working super hard to take a mark there just outside the 50. Lays on there with his right shoe, kicks it high, it stands up on the breeze.
Well,
Holds up a long time, doesn't it? Gives Wentworth a really good chance to look at it defensively. But the Swallows have the numbers and the drop off, although there's going to be a free kick from umpire Frost, just as Robinson looks like he was going to be away.
Yeah, Cleve Wesley's going to be the recipient at half back. We'd love for him to come more into the game at the moment for the Roos. Goes down the 16th Street wing. It does tail away a little bit to that side. Andy Wall playing off the back of the defender. Is it going to sit for him? He tries to dodge his way inside. Just gets the kick off. McKinnon, I think, is going to be out on the full. It is. He had the right idea there, Andy Wall, but again, that breeze been just playing a role in that kick forward.
Yeah, it is, and it's dangerous playing on that side of the ground because the breeze is pushing it towards the boundary, but I'll tell you what, they've got to keep playing it.
Right, ball back up towards half-back. Good contest with Hura. Ball hits the deck. Wentworth trying to clear it here with an advantage to Carter. Robinson puts a tackle line a bit high. And there's a throw been pinched there by the umpire. It's going to go against the Roos. Come back for Irymple. It's going to be Justin Robinson with a footy. The Wandella connection here is super strong for Irymple in this grand final of 2022. Nick Mee almost holds onto the mark there. Here's Wesley. Bullocking run off of centre field, goes up nicely down the line of Benny Howard. And Howard marks, he's in the centre square here at the MSP. He kicks long inside the forward 50. One out for Hancock, gets some room to move. Maybe pushed off the footy. Hits the deck here for Brooks. Comes up to Damasi, who quickly slaps a talk down towards centre wing, but Howard stands in the way and takes the catch.
Yeah, well taken. Doesn't waste any time either. Into the centre of the MSP where he's got Cottrell. He goes a little bit further. Not enough on it for McKinnon. Can he get past Robinson? He's just dropped it cold. Umpire says play on. Still a chance here for the Swallows to get it out. Hura, look away handball. She tried to be clever there, Damasi. Now Cottrell, handball's forward. There is a free kick and it's going to go the way of the Roos here. I reckon it might have been a high tackle. Now Aaron Duck, I think, is going to be the recipient from just outside 50, but John Hollywood on the boundary. The intensity of the Roos has lifted to start this quarter. Andy Wall flying from the back of the pack. Fist comes from Robinson. Wandon, the little kick just hugging the boundary. Damasi controls it really well on the run. The kick's not so good though, and again just off balance. You can't afford to be kicking off the outside of the boot as you're going down the ground here, Benny.
Yeah, look, they're pushing it right out to that side, and I don't think they're going to be unhappy about that either, Irymple, so it just gets them a little bit further ahead. They're structured really well behind the ball, so they're going very defensive at the moment, but it's working well because they're trying to make Wentworth figure out which way they're going to go once they get to half forward.
Well, the Roos bring it up towards the Kumiala Club scoreboard outside and half forward as we see it. Aaron Duck is certainly having some more involvement in this second term. Couldn't quite keep it alive, so we'll get a reload there right underneath the scoreboard, which reads Irymple 3-1-19 in the grand final of 2022. Only Wentworth 3 behind. We played some 5 3/4 minutes in this second term for the Wentworth District Community Bank. One down by Jensen. Through goes Wesley. Ball still up for grabs there on the outer side. Lots of numbers around the contest. Mick was just summing up whether we could give away a free kick or not there. He elects to play it safe.
Yeah, well, we can see numbers dropping back here at the moment. So Wandon's dropped back, so he's the loose man in defence. But we've got Ferguson, Hancock and Duck there, so they're going big. I wouldn't be adverse to pushing Law back there as well because the ball's going to go deep.
Yeah, it certainly could be interesting. Brody Jackson got the matchup on Wade Hancock at the moment. Clearly they're worried about his speed off the mark. Another stalemate just outside the forward 50, right half forward for Wentworth. Can they conjure something up here, looking for their first goal of the game? Jack Cottrell attacking it like a bull at a gate. Can he keep it in? Gee, that's going to go close. That's going to go very close.
Wow.
Didn't quite get enough purchase and just the near side and a minus score. Again for the Roos, they are 4 behinds. Trying to rip by 15, 3-1-19 for them on the Kumiala Club scoreboard.
First real chance that Cottrell got to enjoy a bit of open pasture there, and that's what we have to look forward to, I reckon, for the rest of the afternoon. Howard put himself on the line, deserved a kick there, and will get one. Ben Howard, you beauty.
Well done.
What an effort in the grand final that was, as the ball was coming out defensively.
Just had a good
back
quarter.
but he has been really busy, Ben. He looks for Andrew Wall, who's now been attended to by Brooks. They'll go further now for Hancock!
Umpire!
Play on is the call. Here's a chance now for Tulloch. He's mowed down. There's your square up, boys.
He had to, boys. He had to. Wade Hancock looking around thinking, what more do I have to do? He's jumped on 3 heads. He's been smacked on the head, come down to the ball. It's hit his knee, bounced out, but gee whiz, unlucky.
Gee, the scales of justice there absolutely came back.
Didn't they?
Gee, Wade Hancock looked like he had his name all over that, but in the end, Frank Chichiglio, great tackle there on Jimmy Tulloch. Just caught him absolutely cold in the end, taking a little bit too long to try and move the ball forward. So
we'll have a look at Ferguson.
He's
prowling around, boys, and they're letting him.
Wow, tough angle for Frankie here in the left forward pocket. South Mildura side of the MSP. He'll kick from right on the 50-metre arc. This is a big one for Chichiglia. He kicks a bit of a taunt at the end. He dropped it a bit loosely. It's not going to get the journey. It's in the goal square. It's up for grabs. Robinson there first.
He's given it.
Wow.
No,
Oh, man.
no.
There's the call. probably was there, I think.
Gee whiz.
Just there, but gee, I'll tell you what, some real chaos footy. Down that into the ground.
What was that kick from Chichiglia, boys?
Interesting, all around there at the moment as Jackson's got it inside the defensive 54. The Swallows uses that beautiful left foot of his out wide. Well taken by Sam Cumming, read it nicely over the back of Hollingworth. Two of the rising stars of the SFNL. Doesn't waste time, comes in board, now tries to go back around the outside. Interesting method, kicks down the line looking for Duck. It's going to just pitch half volley inside the boundary line. We'll get a throw in. It's inside the 50, 15-point margin in favour of the Swallows.
Benny, I'd love to see them try and square the footy up a bit more.
They have to, and it's funny because Sam Cumming, he looked in there and realised it was probably going to be a very dangerous kick, but they're going to have to start taking their chances through the corridor. You're spot on, Silko.
Back into the play now, right forward pocket, the ruck contest. All spills clear. Good hands from Big Cleaver. Wesley beats a couple. Could kick a brilliant goal. He's going to go across the face and he won't.
They're
Yeah, just
peppering it, boys. They're peppering it.
He just snuck it in for a minor score. 5 behinds for Wentworth on the Coombe Club scoreboard. 3-1-19 for Irymple. That's at the 9-minute mark of the second term. Johnny Hollywood for Club Aquarius. Your man Cleaver's moved ahead downfield and he's looking very dangerous.
Yep, they're spot on. And look at all the numbers pushing forward there for Wentworth as well. They're trying to close the pressure in here.
Yeah, trying to create something here, the Swallows, and it's a turnover inside forward 50. Carter leads the race back, handballs backwards, high up and under kick from Cumming. Who's going to set her? Ferguson! Oh, couldn't quite bring it to ground. Now there's a chance for Nick Mead, just burns away from the pack. Takes a bounce. He's been accidentally legged. It's going to be a free
that's
kick.
a smart free kick, boys, because he was gone.
You think it's a professional
He was
free?
gone. It's a professional free.
It was the old chop block, I think, from the old WWE days.
That
Taking
was
him
a
out.
smart free kick.
The NRL ankle tap in evidence there, boys, and he was going to run another 50 metres, I reckon, there, Nick Mead. So he plays on now just inside that defensive 50-metre arc to the centre wing on the 16th Street side. Out comes the Pez. And a first bite of the cherry had to butter up again. He kicks up towards left half forward. Marking contest. Front and centre is at Hollingworth. He's playing ahead at the moment. Long way away from us here in the broadcast position. Might be Mitchy Rhodes. I had a one-man Mitch, but not a three. It was a two. As it looks like they've got another free kick here.
Interesting. They're hot. They want to get amongst it. They want to be a part of the game here, and they're certainly putting themselves into it.
Holding the ball free. The free kick going the way of that man, Mitch Rhodes. 14-point margin in favour of the Swallows at the moment. Rhodes runs around. That could be downfield, and he's going to pay it. That was just a silly free to give away. I think it might have been Wade Minter on the far side of the ground. Just trying to put some body into it, but there was no need to knock him over after he's kicked it. So going down the ground, it's going to be Jack Chiswell, I think, who's going to take the shot at goal. Looks like from our angle, it's going to be about a 45-degree angle, left forward pocket. It's going to be hard here for the youngster, but what a time to stand up, Paddy, and make it itself counted.
Let's see what he can do here. He's right underneath that light tower at the Vineyards, a long way away from us here in the hot broadcast box.
Bit of step block.
Chiswell now goes on his left boot. It's going to stay left, I reckon, too. Minor score the result. So it's the Swallows 3-2-20 leading Wentworth. 5 behinds. That, of course, on the Coombe Club scoreboard. And we played 11 minutes in this second quarter on Hot FM for the Wenty and District Community Bank.
Yeah, no goals in this quarter, but certainly plenty of action out here on the MSP as the Roos trying to create something. Wesley, he put his head down as soon as he kicked it. It didn't work well at all, but a nice big tackle from Andy Wall to hold up Justin Robertson in the middle of MSP. Will get a ball up. John Hollywood on the boundary. Haven't seen a lot of Campbell Davison started forward in this quarter. Did see him go to the bench in that term. Is he still there at the moment? So Sam coming in front there, couldn't quite hold it to the mark. Just gets a handball away in time. Robinson at ground level, couldn't quite pick it up. Now scooping handball out. Harper Curran was the intended target and missed him. It's just spilling out the back here now. Cottrell around the shoulder. Gets the purchase. It's going to work here for Ferguson. Doesn't waste time. Kicks it into the pocket if Hancock can get it. Well done, Jackson. Big spoil. Parker. He hit the check side. Tristan Parker. No need to handball. What a first goal for the Roos. But he really, you never get it away when you're in front of the
look,
big
he's
sticks.
got the Bailey Scott look about him at the moment, and I'll tell you what, he had the bloke, I think it was Minter, or it could have been Carter, right in there at the top of the square. He said, I'm not going to handball it to you, I'm going to just check side this around the corner, and what a goal to start off with.
Well, you've got to love it, Ben. The young bloke's taking the game on.
backed him.
Sam Cummings had a ripping second term, and he was the one that set it up on the outer side of centre wing. And as you said, Well, Parker probably had better options than that. He said, no, I'm going to do this.
I like it.
So well executed, and that really gets them up and about on the Coombe Club scoreboard.
The drop punt has not worked for either side really so far, but the check side has come out beautifully. John Hollywood, I reckon there was a bit of a spark maybe that Wentworth were hoping for. Well, it's exactly what you want from a defensive forward at the moment, because Nick Means playing at half back and Parker is going with him every step of the way. Roos get another clearance again through Ferguson. High up and under Hollywood.
Over the back, he's got it again.
Spoil. Here's a chance for Parker if it sits. He's got me for company. Happy just to paddle it forward. Oh, got a big shove. I reckon he's going to get a free for it as well. And Nick Mee, a bit of frustration there. Parker might be a lot tougher from this point of view.
Boys, but they need the smalls here. So this is where Hayward, Curran and these guys are going to get to the fall of the ball, because they've had plenty of chances to get it through here. And we're starting to see the likes of Wandon and Jackson run it out too easy. They've got to have Crummers here.
Right out in front of the Melly Meats band on the outer side, and that right forward pocket sets it up towards the goal. It's coming back with the breeze! Oh, wow, that's so close. It's just touched on the line. It was just coming back
Oh, you could see it. You could see it.
That kick there, sensational effort from Tristan Parker from a really difficult angle. Minor score though, 1-6-12 Wenty, 3-2-20, 1-6-12 for Wentworth, 3-2-20 Irymple. We are loving this second quarter of the grand final of 2022. Ferguson marks.
Oh,
I know.
Plays on.
Go on, big fella.
30 metres out and delivers a massive point.
That poor boys, it's a game. It's a game. I'll tell you what I like at the moment about Parker is making Nick Mee accountable. So all of a sudden, Nick Mee's going to be looking over his shoulder, because he's starting to get a little bit of the footy forward of the ball, and just read it perfectly, the ball going behind the contest there. So Mee, he hasn't got it all his way at the moment.
Absolutely, and certainly you can see a bit of frustration on the face there at different times. Wentworth, they're coming, but it's death by 1,000 cuts at the moment. 1-7-13, Irymple 3-2-20. Coombe Club scoreboard. Good release and kick by Jacks out to Robinson. Left it behind there was Mesh. Might have caught one a bit high, he did. McKinnon was just a little bit clumsy, doesn't waste any time. Robinson down the 16th Street wing, just carries over the head of Big Chiswell. Now a chance here for Hura at the back. That's of the Jason variety, but it's going to be out of bounds. And certainly some tempers flaring for both teams out there at the moment. In fact, there's a high tackle that's been pulled out here.
Oh!
And there was a bit of frustration, and I reckon over the shoulder from Minter, the free kick's going to go the way of Chiswell.
How do you go over the shoulder of Chiswell?
I'm not too sure about that. Let him play, I reckon. It's a grand final. Everything's on the line here as Wentworth set one up long into that left forward pocket. It's shaped on the pass. Well, Mark taken right on the boundary.
No, it's not paid.
Oh, wow.
I'll tell you what, it was a pretty good attempt there from Pezzanini. He was pretty filthy as we look at it on the monitor there. He dead set thought he had that one with an opportunity on goal, but she's going to be out of play, and we'll get a ball in probably about 35 metres around from the Swallows' goal.
It's a chance here, tapped down by Chiswell, picks it up again at ground level, handball backwards coming from Cirillo, going back as well as Damasi. They've retreated a fair way, high up and under kick from Mensch. Who's got it here? Reading it nicely was, I think, Hammett's trying to come through, get it back, Garlic. Now kick forward by Brooks. Who's got the sit? Well done by Wesley. Reading it there was Hura, and I reckon he's been caught cold. Well, boys, this play on, and there is a free for two high. You've caught it, Ben Ridley. Top of the goal scorer, and the Swallows through Dan Coughlin, we believe. In fact, it might be Pezzanini. He's got a chance to put through his second at the top of the goal square.
This one hurts the Wenny Roos, because they've had absolute control of the play in their forward half, and this is only the second forward entry really that Irymple have had. And look, he probably slipped, if anything, Pezzanini, and unfortunately, to the letter of the law, he was caught high.
Luck of the draw, Benny, in a big game, isn't it? As Pezzanini already has one this afternoon. He's only about 10 metres out, slide angle, sends it a little bit right, but it's just going to sneak home. Wow, there's some nerves out there, isn't it, this afternoon? Goal is the result, though. 4-2-26 Irymple, 1-7-13 for Irymple. That is on the Coombe Club scoreboard. Mitchell, I wonder if that's going to come back to bite the Roos later on.
Yeah, if there's any more pepper in there, I reckon they'd be burning their tongue at the moment, because they're absolutely giving it a good go down at this Deacon Avenue end of the ground, Wentworth. But against the run of play, it's the Swallows who put it through, making that margin back to 13 points. John Hollywood, I suppose, on the bench for Wentworth, that's just got to hurt a little bit, considering they've had all the momentum and then happened to concede that one. They certainly do. Thrown up in the middle of the ground. Duck taking the tap down for Wentworth. Sapupo with the clearance. Parker off hands. Brooks at the back. It sits for Howard though. He's got to get it away. Under some real heat. Spiked down in the vicinity of Hammett's. Now a chance here for Wandon. If he can pick it up. Again, it's got over his shoulder, but it's going to sit for him now. The skipper keeps it low. On the bounce is Rhodes. can't pick it up. He's under some real heat. There's Davison with the kick down to the 16th Street wing. Haywood out there, so's Duck. He's opposite 24, Chiswell with him. High up under handball, did no one any favours. Well done by Cirillo. Quick hands down. Brownbridge has got the sit. Going to take a good contested grab.
He's at centre wing, just forward there on the outer side here at the MSP. Plays on with his left, up towards left half. Forward they go. Oh, out comes Rhodes as it again. Gee whiz, I'll tell you what, he's taken some really good contested catches in this second term. Floats one inside the forward 50. Chaos Ball's read nicely there by the Roos. And way down back there, we're going to stick a neck out and say it's Tommy Sapupo who takes it. Thank you very much for the chop out there, Mitches. Now second coming march. They just hold it up.
Greenwald.
Noonan is
What
an
is
option.
he?
He's going to go back, is it?
Boys, they were out, and then Greenwald's called him back for, I'm not too sure what the infringement was, but he's put him in a worse position.
I think you're right. As now a chance for intercept from Moritz. That's just really clumsy from the Roos. They try to exit that defensive 50. And now at right half forward as we see it, Josh Moritz plays on. Little dink inside is nice. And on into that one is Hura.
Jason Hura deep in the pocket, right forward pocket here, really on the boundary. Be outside the 50-metre mark. She's almost backing himself to go from here. I reckon he might be just trying to wind a bit of time off the clock.
You're getting a bit of advice there too, I reckon, boys.
Absolutely, they would over the
Watch out
fence.
for Brownbridge behind here, guys. He's sneaking his way down.
So Hura long towards the square. That's a pretty good kick. I reckon he's almost got it.
Brownbridge, Benny.
Jason Hura!
Oh my.
Wow, what a kick. I don't think any
Wowzers.
of us backed him in to kick it from that position. But what a finish there. The man who's come in under an injury cloud. An important goal coming through. 5-2-32 for Irymple. 1-7-13 for Wentworth on the Cumula Club scoreboard. Ben Ridley, I don't think any of us really
No
expected him
chance.
to kick that from there.
There was
But I think he's
absolutely
hit
no
it like a
chance.
key forward.
Well,
hasn't he?
look, everything was going against him. He's right on the boundary, right footer with a right to left wing going very, very strongly. There was absolutely no reason that we were going to let him get some type of kick towards goal there. We thought there was going to be someone sneaking over the back, but what a finish.
You won't see many better goals in the grand
No.
final. Johnny Hollywood for Club Aquarius, and I'll tell you what, they've absorbed that early charge from Wentworth, and they're really right back in control, aren't they, the Swallows?
So a chance here on through centre wing. Wentworth trying to bust their way through. Umpire says play on. In fact, there's a hold in the ball corner. It's going the Swallows' way again.
It's all going their way at the moment.
Tell you what, if I was Wenny at the
I think he
moment,
might have just reversed that.
I'd look to put this bloke in the centre of the ground for the last 5 minutes, get a little bit of run and carry and a big body in there, because Cleve Wesley can break the game apart.
Well, Irymple had the free and they've just reversed it. So Cleve Wesley with the kick forward for the Roos. Big fly from Nick Mee. Off hands, McKinnon just hacks it forward. Is it going to sit for Ferguson? He's got Robinson there. Hammond's diving across the front of the pack. Now a chance for Duck. Burr just hits the wrong side of the footy. It might work out okay though. Here's a chance for Hancock. Sapupo's got to put the shepherd. He couldn't get there in time. Might have been taken a bit high. Paddles it forward. Sapupo. Burr. What can he come up with? Left shoe. It might work okay if it goes forward. Well done,
Robinson.
Robinson. Back with the
What a
flight.
grab.
Sam Cumming had the set, but really well done by the prize recruit here for the Swallows.
Still a bit sick and sorry for himself, but that potentially saves the goal there. Justin Robertson, huge effort, wants to get it on quickly. Going to play on now to Hammonds on the last line. They're just fudging around possession. Little chip is just going to work, isn't it, to that left back pocket. And the ball is with Callum Brooks, who's had some nice touches today. He's now whistled to play on there. Really head shooting on the last line. They're in a bit of danger here as Hammer goes dangerous. Hancock plays on in the open goal.
Wow.
That's what we want to see, boys. I'll tell you what, that forward pressure, just pushing them back further and further on the line, and you will not see Nathan Hammonds make mistakes like that in his lifetime. It's a very, very rare turnover, but that could be just the one there that gives that little bit of confidence again to Hancock. Unlucky not to get a free kick earlier, but gee whiz, it just puts it back in the game a little bit more, Silko.
Just a bit of game awareness from Hammer lacking because he's been out of it for a few weeks too, so you just lose those smarts just a bit, certainly under pressure situations like that.
I actually don't think he was helped too much by Cal Brooks over there in the back pocket.
Shocking
He was
man.
told to play on.
Yep.
Really, it wasn't moving too far at all. That Cumula Club scoreboard, 5-2-32 in favour of Irymple. Wentworth 2-7-19. We've just ticked over 22 minutes now in this second term, thanks to the Wentworth District Community Bank. John Hollywood for Club Aquarius 24/7 Fitness. That's just builds up the pressure a little bit more back on the Swallows, doesn't it?
Andy Wall in the middle too, boys.
Nick Jensen slaps it down. Burr cops a big hip and shoulder coming through the pack. But it's Nando Cirillo at the back for the Swallows. Down the line, Rhodes. He's been the target all quarter. Tries to get it at ground level. Spikes it forward. Well done there by, I think it might have been Mensch, who just gets the handball off. Gilly, in fact. Little kick by Damasi, trying to find the lead of Coghlan. Goes out of bounds. And the left forward pocket, but still a chance here for the Swallows to hold it in. Can't be much longer left in this second term.
Played 23 minutes in this second term for the Wendy District Community Bank. Hope you're enjoying a countering to the 2022 Sunraysia Football Netball League Grand Final as we're going to restart that left forward pocket for the Swallows. Knocked down to advantage there. Good 10-metre gap there made by Wentworth as they just push it around the boundary line, and we'll get another restart.
Campbell Davison, yeah, look, Campbell Davison, the one who you've called earlier there, Mitchie, and I agree with you. We've got to try and inject him into the game, get a little bit of run off half back. He's been very quiet so far in this first half.
Certainly have Hura with the tap down. Now a chance for Brownridge kicking forward off hands. Trying to bust his way through there is Garlic. He's got Minter for company. Quick flick handball at the back's going to work. Here's a chance for the Roos. Nicely waiting. Here's Davison, the man we were talking about, at right half back. Hasn't got a lot to go to though. He's got to hold it up. He's got Cottrell calling for it in the middle of the ground. Decides to go further than that. Might work for Andy Wall. Well done by Hammonds to bring it to ground level. Follows up well. Handball though was dangerous. Brooks, nice pickup. Gets the fend off. Just handballs away in time. Numbers here with the Swallows.
Pushing them back, boys. I like it.
Oh, that might be a little bit high.
Unnecessary.
Played it up though, didn't he, a little bit, but they were really getting forced back, weren't they, against their want. As now they'll steady here through Hammonds on that outer side. 16th Street side of the Mildura Sporting Precinct, which has come up an absolute treat for a 2022 Grand Final as he kicks down the line, centre wing. Up they go. Over the top, Brownbridge. Over the back here is Cirillo with his left foot. Searching kick up there. Separation for Nick Mead. Takes it. Just pulled up a foot a little bit properly there. I think he's okay, but he's going to be right on the intersection on the 50 and the boundary there, Mitch.
Wheels and goes. He's going to go long towards the square. He's kicked it like an absolute brick, but the bounce might work. Tap down to advantage. Trying to soccer it through, I reckon. Might have been Jason Hura. Did he get fist to it? There's a goal that's gone the way, and it's a goal for the Swallows. And Jason Hura is second for the quarter. He was in the right spot at the right time. Another major here for the Swallows. 6-2-38. That march is now pushed out to 19 points. Wentworth 2-7-19 on the Coomiella Club scoreboard. An important goal there for the Swallows and really making them pay whenever they go forward, Benny.
Yeah, just opportunistic goals that are coming forward for Irymple at the moment. So Jason Hura, really 2 goals out of nothing. Obviously that first one from the boundary line. As I said, they haven't had the ball going inside 50 cleanly or smoothly. They're making the most of it every time it goes in there, Silko.
Very efficient, Ben, and that's the way to play if you want to win grand finals. As the ball's now back along that outer side for Wentworth. A chance here as it kicks up towards centre wing. Cirillo's nutmeg by a crook old bounce. Out the back is Kenton. Good tackle from Burr. Wentworth get it back down to Jack Carter to the 15-metre arc. They pop it in here for Hancock. Ferguson pulled out back, and it might come out the back door for Chichigli. No, Big Jackson says, I'll take it, boys, and we're back in the game.
Jimmy, that's how you want to respond quickly and efficiently. 3-7-25 for Wentworth. Irymple 6-2-38 on the Coomiella Club scoreboard. They needed an answer quickly and they did it in quick time. John Hollywood, Jack Ferguson, you view he's a man who could have a real impact on this game as it goes forward.
Oh, the calf. This is what we were worried about, Johnny, wasn't it? Exactly this, coming in with these injured players.
Right, so back into the middle. I did thought only moments ago Nick Mead did pull up a little bit short up, taking that mark. We'll have to keep an eye on that. But Jackson Ferguson kicks a really important one close to half time here on 106.7 Hot FM. Ball is alive there at right half forward for the Roos. But it's just going to be held up momentarily up by Matty Buick. We'll regain possession as our hard-working man Robbie Manger is out on the ground trying to get our effects mic up and about. It's been battling the breeze here this afternoon. He's going to change them over for us. Quick transition here from Wandon, who kicks it up the line to centre wing. Big pack there, forms out the back, chance from Brownbridge, leaves it behind. Off the deck go Wentworth, looking for Chichiglia. Hands were pretty good at ground level. Andy Wall kicks a massive bomb on the breeze inside the 50 for Ferguson and Hancock to get out the back door, but it won't quite stay alive for him. It actually goes Mitch.
Carried, didn't it, Silko? Just carried in the air.
Absolutely, it did. Justin Robinson with the timely fist there for the Swallows. Their defence under some real heat now. We've got about a minute of game time left before half time. Comes around, can Wentworth get another one here to bring that margin back to 7 points. Tossed in, tapped down by Chiswell. Tulloch gathers it nicely. Good smother there by Cottrell. Following up at ground level again. Jensen doing the hard work, the big ruckman. held up just
Oh,
inside
yeah,
the
good
50.
call.
Wow.
Good call. No, he put his head down.
Oh,
and,
wow.
You can't miss it. He's wearing, look, a beautiful multicoloured helmet out there, boys. But definitely got one checked high. And I'll tell you what, going in, he's got a broken eye socket that he's had surgery from. He's put his head over the footy. That's what you want from your leaders' grand final day.
Certainly is. The big man plays on. It's going to go up towards the 50. It's smothered off the mark though. What can the bounce do here? Harper Curran, quick hands, trying to find something there coming. Numbers here with the Swallows. Cirillo again getting out of defence as he's done all day. Noonan getting front position, but takes it. Doesn't waste time. He's running into the trouble. Handball's going to work to Carter. Comes back inboard. Duck maybe with the fly at the back. Hollingworth brings it down. Cottrell trying to create something. It's an absolute scramble here in defence for the Swallows. Bird taken down by Moritz. We have a stalemate, and here comes the half-time siren, I believe.
Oh, gee.
Wow.
Look at these numbers. They're trying to pressure this in. But I'll tell you what it sets us up for is a great second half and a great last quarter to push the Lions carriage.
Absolutely, it has. It is half-time of your SFNL Grand Final here for 2022 at the Mildura Sporting Precinct. Irymple 6-2-38, leading Wentworth 3-7-25. That's on your Cooney Club scoreboard. It hasn't been pretty, but it's certainly been entertaining to watch here in this game so far. We're going to take some messages from our valued sponsors. We'll be back with our half-time wrap in just a few moments.
Game of chances, boys, isn't it?
Well, they're still alive.
They're still alive.
And it
They're
seems
still
this is the
alive.
scoring
This
end.
is it. So they've just got a bunker out the other side now, play everything out the other
Pushing,
side.
pushing Irymple back.
Oh, they were, absolutely. And they've just got, can't play this side of the ground now. They've just got to kill it and set it up for the last quarter.
Just grab a swing sock in there.
God, whereabouts?
You
No,
got
can't
this
see.
good matches down.
Almost like Taunton standing still with Jackson Phillips. He's got the
Oh, it's mesmerising though, isn't he?
Because he's done look like he's moving.
He's not. He's certainly not lightly paced. What do you reckon,
I
mate?
brought mine in. Make sure you put 4 and 5 back on.
I reckon you got it right.
4 and 5. Okay.
Yeah,
Just
tips
start
last
to
time.
see him, don't you? Just start.
We expressed our concerns about getting rid of the small, speedy blokes. We did say that, so
Because I just think, look, they're not winning on the scoreboard, but I think they're, even if, when, you know, the first quarter.
10 stories shall say, and then it could be a different story if they kick straight.
Dead right.
Oh, it's a beautiful voice.
Good game.
It sounded good for mine.
Oh, it sounded like mine.
Wow.
Is that microphone on the oval still coming out on the thing?
Yeah, they'll be in everything as well.
Oh, good, that's good. Yeah, the crowd noise.
Well, yeah.
Interesting with demo.
I was listening
Oh,
to
he's
some of
fine.
the
Yeah, gee.
last
Do you
week.
pen, young lady?
And it,
Actually, no, Johnny. I should bring my running to do. Oh, it's the Mitchies. Never get back.
I usually carry one on too. And on the day I probably should have one. You don't have none.
Tell you what, I'll get to Chuck Cleve Wesley.
Yeah, no, so we do atmosphere and all.
Just
So it sounds a lot better too when you hear it.
He can play.
Oh,
I don't know if he knows
just to
it.
break it up a bit.
Yeah, that's what makes him a good player. I don't think he knows what he's
We don't
doing.
normally
Yeah,
have
I
that.
think so.
There you go. Right, for me today, we'll put it. Normally it's just that.
Oh, good stuff, boys. This is absolutely brilliant down there.
Yeah, to help with that.
What's the atmosphere like?
Fantastic,
Is it?
man. Yeah, it's good.
It's not pretty, but it's good.
Oh, doesn't have to be.
That's
It's
right.
not usually that much.
One thing it's been, it's probably also not true either.
Mate, good killing
Yeah,
it.
yeah, exactly. Food,
Great job.
So, hamstring for Nick me, left hamstring.
Is
Up
it
in the
left
bum.
hamstring?
Yeah, up in the bum.
You look like he sort of grabbed
Yeah,
it.
you
when
called
did.
it as soon as it happened.
Yeah, just enough.
The people's mustache.
He's not legend, isn't he?
He's still happy you got the 2 votes.
He's got 2 votes, it is.
Just went past got 2 votes.
Yeah, dude.
I stitched him up though in the first place. I said 0, but they ended up actually looking through it. Matthew was like,
No, you're right.
he's got 2.
He's
Yeah, he goes, no,
right.
I'm happy with that.
Not changed it a bit.
Oh, he's a legend.
Great play.
Oh, just the most
Where
random
we at?
bloke.
You want to come back after the Melly Bearings?
Is that this one now?
Yep.
Yep, we'll do that.
You going to jump on, John?
Yeah, I am. I want to, please, if you don't mind.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm loving it.
Yeah, you've got a job in the bed.
Cut it out through your legs.
Yeah, we might do that. That's all right, mate.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Ben, you want to take these ones, mate? Give
Oh,
this to John.
good. Yeah, okay, yes. There you go, buddy.
Just save the voice because it's struggling.
Is that?
I was putting on last
Oh, you're
night. I was
serious?
going to be in trouble.
Oh, you're
My
joking?
nose was full of shit like that. So I finished the
Jeez, you've done
song.
it.
5 seconds. Menchie, 5 seconds. Yeah. It's all yours.
They certainly are hot sponsors, and we thank them for all their support through 2022, as we do for everyone, for letting Hot FM bring you the Hot FM match of the day each and every week this year. It's been an absolute pleasure to bring it to you. It's half time in the SFNL Grand Final here at the Mildura Sporting Precinct. It is Irymple 6-2-38 leading over Wentworth 3-7-25. That's on the Kumiala Club scoreboard. Looking at the goal kickers so far, we've got 2 for Jason, who are both in that second quarter for Irymple. Singles to Mitch Rhodes, to Dan Coughlin, and 2 goals as well to Nick Pezzanini. While for Wentworth, singles to Wade Hancock, to Jackson Ferguson, and to Tristan Parker. It's been a pleasure to bring you the game so far. Mitch right here, and I've got Ben Ridley and John Hollywood to give us our first half analysis coming into this game. Benny, we might start with you, mate. Obviously, Irymple certainly looked like they were able to handle the pressure better in that first quarter. Wentworth were hemming them back in the second, and maybe apart from some inaccurate goal kicking, maybe could have been a bit closer.
Yeah, you gave it chances, Mitchy. You're absolutely spot on. In that first quarter, it was certainly all in the control of Irymple. They really got it played on their terms, and inadvertently, it was Wentworth who actually played into their hands, playing it down the side of the stadium, and they were able to then obviously lock them down. Irymple could then release the players on the fat side and get really nice clean use going inside the forward 50. Second quarter completely changed though, Johnny. We saw that all of a sudden the template was set there for Wentworth. They knew exactly what they wanted to do. Irymple tried to play the outer side of the game so they could take away that fat side, but look, it was probably just a game of chances. Irymple took theirs. There were limited chances going forward, and a few opportunities missed for Wentworth as they went forward. But look, a couple of key injuries you spoke about going into half time that we were worried about before the game. This could really play a big part of what's going to end up the result for the rest of the game.
Couldn't agree more, mate. And your analysis at the start of the game has now started to come to fore. Coming to fore in the first quarter, when I started to see some of the big bodies in the centre starting to struggle. They've made 48 changes up to half time.
Wow.
We've gone off the board twice. And that's a great thing, because obviously I know where they're going, all that rotation-wise. My biggest concern now is exactly what you said at the start of the game. Their running power worries. Look, they're leading this game. They did great going against that win. They got the 2 goals they needed to get. Now, they probably shouldn't have got either one of them in retrospect. One from a free kick, one from an impossible angle. Let's play coach. I play Wentworth. You play Wentworth coach. Yep. I play Irymple. At Irymple, we've got to keep doing what we do. We've just got to make this into a mess. As you said during the second quarter, Mitchie said as well, getting out that side and just starting it down, just play everything defensive, that sort of stuff. As the Irymple coach, that's what I've got to do. I'd go back to my original lineup. I'd put the young fella back in the ruck. I'd put it back where we normally sit up. I'd get my back defence back where they should be. I don't know what I'm going to do with that Nick Lee though. I'm a bit lost there.
We've got to try and lock it down on the outside of the ground. So the 16th side of the ground, we've got to push it over there and try and make sure that the game's just stifled as much as possible. Okay, so if we're going to be running out of puff, we've got to try and encourage them to try and take the fat side on. So we want them to try and get extra run and carry because we want them to wear themselves down. Now the thing is I think at the moment too, if the ball's being played on the outer side, Wentworth may have those extra numbers with Cleve Wesley, with Campbell Davison to be able to break out towards the fat side here and give some better entry going inside the forward 50 for the likes of Wade Hancock and also Ferguson when he goes through there. So push it over to the other side as much as you possibly can and just try and lock this game down, open up the fat side on this side if you can.
I need a 5-goal lead by 3/4 time from my coaching team. 5 goals at least.
Yeah, I'm with you, Johnny.
Absolutely. Let's have a look through some of the better players in the first half, Johnny. We might go over to you in the first place. For the leaders, the Swallows, probably Nando Swallows been the standout player so far.
Isn't that amazing? The back pocket play can be around, and the way he runs and carries and all that sort of stuff. He's just been cool under pressure. I don't think he wouldn't heat up in the desert. It's just nice and relaxed. His attitude's relaxed. He knows where to go.
Call him a lizard.
But he does all the right things all the time, doesn't he? If he's there, he's there. He does all the right things. So he knows exactly what to do. But it's got to go to the boundary. He pushes it there. If it can go inboard, he'll take it inboard. But his kicking's beautiful. His mindset's good. His eye level's a big thing. It's a windy old
lowers it, doesn't he?
Exactly. So he knows where he's going to hit a target. So he was fantastic. I love Rhodes.
Yep.
You blokes called him a few times. Like a young power forward coming up, going bang, cluck. You love to see that sort of stuff. Robinson's been really good at patches down back. He's got his hand, his fist into a couple of occasions there that just sort of saved the day from a little bit. Nick Mee's obviously been, to me, very impressive in patches. I'd love to see him go another game like he could. I'm really worried about his hamstring, though I am. I thought Pez was good in patches. Young Reed's put his head over the ball like a nutter.
He's tough, isn't he? It's nothing of him. Very, very low to the ground. Very, very tough.
Absolutely. Benny, from the Wentworth point of view, who you like? Jackson Ferguson seems like he's the man who can break the game open.
Look, you can just see it. Every time he goes around the ball, there's just an aura around him. Like, he's not quick, but he's just so strong and so composed. but every time he gets it going inside that 50, you think something special is going to happen. So he's been really important. I thought that Jack Cottrell was starting to get into the game a little bit more there as well. So I thought, his influence. Andy Wall is Mr. Fixer. He goes everywhere. So up forward, took a couple of really strong grabs, put him in the middle of the ground, and had a couple of key clearances, as well as a really, really big kick going forward. Aaron Duck across our forward was starting to get a little bit more of the ball, which was good as well. But I'll tell you what, it was young Tristan Parker.
I was about to say.
Yeah, Tristan Parker. All of a sudden,
What happened?
He made him accountable,
Exactly.
didn't he? He made me accountable.
Because as you called it, Mitchie, he gets a goal, and then he gets another mark, he tries to kick another goal, and as you said, the pressure's then back on Nick Mead saying, hey, and from the bench, guess what they were saying? Go out there and tell Nick to show him some respect.
Yeah, well,
there it is. So you blokes are calling it. I'm getting the message here. I got the best seat in the house.
Oh, mate, you really do, because you get the best of everything. You can hear exactly what's going on between the two coaches. You get that insight as to what they're saying. Interestingly, earlier you called out Chichiglia, him going in to try and take Wandini out of the game, and to be able to get that feedback from Johnny down there, Mitchie, and then see it unfold in the game. It's very special that we do get that insight as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's have a look through some of the scores from earlier in the day today. From the under-16s grand final, it was Mildura 7-8-50 falling to Robinvale Houston 9-4-58. The Eagles getting the win in that one. Under-18 grand final, the Swallows 10-8-68 winning over Mildura 3-6-24. And in the reserves grand final, a little bit earlier today, that Louisville's only Ben Ridley and John Hollywood called for you today. Irymple 8-11-59 over Imperials 5-5-35 with Tyson Giles named best on ground. Looking ahead to the second half here, boys, obviously there's a fair bit of unknown about what's going to come up in the second half, especially if Nathan Hammonds leaves them one rotation short. If Nick Mee's out, that's a huge difference. I'm really finding it hard to go either way here, boys. Like, it's so hard to get a read on what's going on. May as well call this game the Bible because you don't know how to read it.
Well, we all decided which way. We weren't sure which way to go, were we? And a couple of factors were hitting since half time now scared me as what my prediction was. I think Wentworth are favourites for me now, even though they're not leading on the scoreboard. And my player now that will win this game, coach. You see there's something, he's just ready to touch that brilliancy, that one-handed mark, he's almost there.
And he's had a couple of calls made against him.
Brody Jackson's done a pretty good job.
Brody Jackson's done a fantastic job. He has not given him an inch. But you're right, Johnny. You can just start to see there's a spark that's just ready to go. And look, he hasn't done anything yet. So that's the scary thing. Absolutely, he will. He loves the big time. He loves the big stage. He's going to be down the other end in front of that big crowd on the hill. This is his time to shine.
Absolutely, it is. It's time to shine for everyone in the second half coming up. Just a few minutes away, we'll bring you the third quarter of action of your Hot FM SFNL 2022 Grand Final. That Coonella Club scoreboard again, it's Irymple 6-2-38, we're with 3-7-25. We're absolutely loving it here today. We hope you are as well. Join us in just a few moments when we bring you the second half of action.
Good call, boys.
That's
fantastic
to come through, isn't it? I'll tell you what, even if Nick Mead's done his thing, you playing him, aren't you?
I am.
Yeah, absolutely.
Putting him forward and that's exactly right.
Well, look,
I think Irymple goes on the lead. Irymple need to go conventional. They need to get Liam Garlick now to their target. So coach, you're just staying there.
Well, Liam, you haven't seen much Liam, you haven't seen Jack Keelan over he's had a touch.
No, because they're playing on half back and they're winning.
it's now they're trying to create something that's not there.
Go back to the conventional.
He's such a good leader, isn't he?
That's all he is.
Yeah.
That's what he's good at.
That's
That's
the
bang,
only-
tick, and right kick it. That's what he's good at. Can't take that out of the game. Just, I get Coughlin out now, so mate, you just sit in the forward pocket.
100%.
Take the best defender. Go back to the traditional, get Garlic leading, hold their neck up and go back. Shut up yourself, look at the little boy. Like, look up, like,
Oh, we go, because, they're just looking for something that's not there.
They don't have to.
No, they don't have to.
Conventional, like, go back to the young fellow in the ruck.
Yeah,
He can do his
absolutely.
job. He can hold his own against Kenson now.
Well, the thing is, he can actually beat Jensen in the context, whereas Hura isn't. Me trying to get Hura out and nullified, Chisholm can actually, Chisholm can beat him.
Can win it for him.
Chase your two.
That's right. Don't bag him, I didn't even have to say.
Jackson, Ferguson, Parker.
Have you got this stuff?
Yeah, it's been recorded, yeah.
Have you heard this bloke today?
Oh, mate, honestly, you know what sounds better, and honestly, tell you what it sounds better, and I I called last week. You know when you sent your stuff through?
Yeah.
That when I listened to it, and I played a little bit, won the goal. How did we miss that? I thought that was a classic bit of footage, so I played that for the lead up this week. And honestly, it does miss the bloody background noise. It just sounds a tad flat. Fuck, it's good. Like it's. Well, when I did the 2019, when we did the 2020 bill, I said let's do a best of 2019 each week. Some people thought I was bad. It was brilliant to sit there and listen to every game each week.
I always
Pitch outside.
I'm always right times when I know something's good. I look at watch and get something and rip off the work. So.
There's a bloke over there that asked me what channel it was.
Oh, is that right?
So he wasn't from here.
Yeah, okay.
And then he come back to me 10 minutes later, just I was walking in there and said, "These blokes upstairs are pretty good, aren't they?"
But she's no place like that, mate. But
No, but it's
honestly,
just-
your phone calls are. I reckon it's great call.
It's working well.
It's not bad. It's
Both
just
teams coming out now. I've got about to we at.
Well, we've got in CSA, and then we're coming from Malleeberry, so they're more.
Beautiful, yeah.
Yeah, nice for Johnny.
Oh, best job of the world.
Yeah, mate.
Mate.
natural
You boys should have seen me before with those couple of goals from the Roos.
You're already talking about that. I was going to make comment.
Yeah, I better walk out next.
You've always got to get enthusiastic about the team who's behind.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, get a game amongst it. Just make a game of it. Look at that.
And I'll give you guys your dues. You're not biased. You call. There's no.
Yeah.
I personally feel there's no favouritism. You're not wanting Wentworth or Irymple to win. You just call it.
Well, realistically, if you from different persuasions, everyone's going to think differently anyway.
Yes,
Everyone's
exactly.
gonna
But
do
just
their own.
it sounds neutral.
Well, I'd say.
We're going for it.
Right, yeah. Second half, boys, let's kill it.
Send it home.
5 seconds, Mitchie.
Thanks, on.
Anyone can put 4 and 5 on 2, please.
Yeah, Mallee Bearings will bring you the third quarter of action here for your SFNL Hot FM grand final day at the Mildura Sporting Precinct. It is Wentworth 3-7-25. They're trailing Irymple by 13 points, 6-38 on the Kumiala Club scoreboard. We've had a fantastic first half of action here. We're ready to go for the second half. Mitch Rod, Pat Silcox and Ben Ridley with you up in the box. John Hollywood heading back out to his natural habitat, just hanging around the feet of the coaches out there at the boxes. But boys, even though it hasn't necessarily been pretty out there so far, Paddy, it's been an entertaining game to watch.
It's been a real struggle, hasn't it? And that's what I think I like the most about grand finals in this sort of situation. I mean, high scoring ones are great, but when it's so tight and tense and it's just so...
Battle of attrition,
electric.
isn't it?
It is, it really is. And both clubs know how much is on the line today. I mean, we haven't won a grand final since 2012. Of course, Irymple have been there and done it a lot over the past couple of seasons, but this is the ultimate dream that you work so hard across the year for, Bill.
Oh, it's still going spot on, and as you said, you just want a really good contest come grand final day, and it means so much to obviously not only the players that are out there, but all the support staff, all the committee, all the members, all the supporters, all the juniors that are coming through, and both sides have put on exactly what we hoped for so far, and I would expect that nothing's going to change in the second half. She's going to be just an arm wrestle for the rest of the day.
Absolutely, it is both teams getting ready to come out of the huddles and ready for the third quarter of action. As we mentioned, as Johnny mentioned before coming in at half-time, Nathan Hammond's potentially done for the day with his injured calf that he came in with, so there's a risk potentially that might go against it. Nick Mee, sore hamstring to start, so to end the second half. It looks like he might still be out there, I think, at the moment, boys.
Yeah, I'm just having a look out here. It looks like Hamo is going to line up in the middle.
They're not going to actually waste any time, I don't think, boys. They're going to make sure they're out there and ready to contest. Nick Mee's coming to the forward line for the Swallows.
Chiswell going off, boys, so that's an intriguing one.
He's definitely got a bit of a limp up there, Nick, as he comes towards centre.
Yeah.
The Hammer's not moving that great, but they're just going to roll the dice with their guns and see how it goes.
So you have to, don't you? Yep, the biggest game of the year. This is the one that you play through that pain barrier, but intriguing that they're not hiding him. They're putting him straight in the middle at the moment. I'm intrigued too that Cura's going to start. So they've gone back to their starting lineup. I really would have thought that Chiswell probably would have been the one that started off in the ruck, because he actually got over Jensen a couple of times there in the middle of the ground. Instead, they've gone back for the undersized ruckman in Cura. It's an intriguing thing. So we've got Ash Kempton back in the middle, boys. We've obviously got Nathan Hammonds in the middle, and is that Tulloch in the middle as well? So Jimmy Tulloch as well. Intriguing. Yeah, look, it sort of has you thinking a lot of different things.
It
Mitch.
certainly does. While for the Roos, Jensen back in the middle, Jack Cottrell in the middle as well. Good to see him in there. Jackson Ferguson starting in the guts, and the skipper Kane Burr as well. Tom Brownbridge looks like he's starting on a wing. Almost more half forward actually.
He's going to come back to Andy Wall. So Andy Wall's, yeah, so you're right. So Andy Wall's playing, look, he was the loose man in defence. So Brownbridge has come back instead of being that loose man to come back to him.
So ready to go in the second half of action of your grand final match day on Hot FM. Here's Pat Silcox.
Up they go. Hura done by a bit of a dusty throw up, I reckon. So favoured Jensen. Ruck and roll spills clear out there wide towards Davison on the outside centre wing. Might have been held without the footy. Keeps going at it they can. Gets it into his possession now. Kicks nicely around his body. That was really good under the hammer, wasn't it?
Beautiful.
As the mark is taken by Jack Carter on the outer side here at the MSP. 6-2-38 the Swallows, 3-7-25 Wentworth. You've just tuned into the call this afternoon here on Hot FM. As they go long down the line looking for Big Aaron Duck, and it's not clear to safety over the line.
Certainly welcome everyone who's listening in from around Sunraysia and of course around Australia. We have had plenty of people in on the live stream today, so thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. Of course, you can also hear us through the live stream through Dartfish as well if you are watching online. It is a 13-point lead for Irymple early in this second half of action. So thrown in on the 16th Street wing as Jensen just dumps it forward out of the ruck. Well picked up by Curran. There might have been a bit of a throw. Gee, Nick Mee, I think, was caught dead there on process play on. Cottrell kicks down the line and Wade Hancock gets off the leash there against Jackson. Gets a little bit of space and I reckon he's going to back himself to kick his second goal of the game and bring this margin back to just 7 points.
As weird as this sounds, and we saw that Jason Hura kicked a great goal on the opposite side of the ground, if you're going to be kicking from this end of the ground, this is probably the pocket you want to be in because you can get some real strong right and left here.
San Mateo Avenue in we are with Wade Hancock, left forward pocket. He'll kick from around about 40 out. He needs to start it right and bring it back. As he done the journey, it holds up a little bit, almost a mark on the line. Play on is the call, about 5 metres out. It's still alive, amazing. So this gives Wentworth a chance, or is there a free kick bench? There is. Well, they're going to get a chance to go again there, but Irymple saved the day here right on that last line of defence.
Yeah, free kick right there. I reckon it might be
Robinson, I reckon it is.
Yeah, you are right. On the very last line of defence, he's going to be behind the goal line by the time he actually makes contact with the ball. So Robinson, big time recruit for the Swallows, takes a bounce. He's galloping down the 16th Street wing and he's put a little bit too much curry on that one. Out of bounds on the full.
No, you're right, Silco. Nothing up the field.
Really nothing moving for him at all. And chance here to reset for the Roos. That's going to be Tristan Parker at an impressive first half on the far side of the ground.
So Parker, as he's just waiting for the footy to free up here, he's way out wide on the outer side. He kicks a low one under the breeze out in front. No, Irymple have got the numbers. And gee, that's a good bit of work, isn't it? Hammonds has got the front centre. He's got a dud calf. He's moving okay, isn't he? Did really well to get front and centre in that contest and took a really good contested mark. So now we are with a veteran, Nathan Hammonds, as he kicks out wide again. They'll almost get the catch with Brooks, but it was a nice spoil late there from Wentworth to hold him up.
Kept it in.
Ball hits the deck. It was still alive. Now the free kick goes the way of the Roos, and the whistle again, Mitchie playing a big role.
Certainly is. Benny Howard's kicking ball didn't do much for his teammate as Mee picks it up, running past as Robinson. Back at the flight there was Hura, I believe. Wesley there as well. In fact, it was Healy in the first place. Well done by Noonan. Shrugs the tackle. Had nothing to kick to though. Yeah, hopes it stays in for his sake because that could be deliberate. Umpire said it's going to be okay and out of bounds. Overthrowing about 60 metres from home for the Swallows. Kumiala scoreboard. Irymple 6-2-38. Wentworth 3-7-25. We'll go down to the boundary line. John Hollywood for Club Aquarius. What are you seeing down there to start this second half, mate?
Not sure if we've got Johnny with us, boys. Well, I maybe just checking that momentarily. But ball is back alive there on that outer side. Chance here for Wentworth. They come off the line.
It's
Heavy
too
high
high,
shot
too
over the
high.
top. It's going to go to low Cottrell. A bit of push and shove, but umpire Irymple was Johnny on the spot. And we will get a free kick away of Wentworth. Not too sure if our partners in crime down there, Ivan Beshman and Robbie Manger, can hear me, but maybe Johnny Hollywood might need a fresh battery in his mic out there. But let's play on, boys, because this is the grand final. As Mee trying to stand up and catch that one at centre wing on the outer side. Kempton almost running shotgun, picks it up. Now here's Parker, kicks a chaos one inside the 50. Wandon going back with the flight. Oh, good hands from Wandon. Plays on towards Brownbridge. It's that Golden Rivers connection, boys. It keeps on flowing. Here is Brownbridge on the ball. Closing speed. Hitting late and a heavy tackle. Could have been a free kick. Conklin leads in the race, but she's over the line.
Wow. Jimmy Noonan did well to make sure he went out of bounds there. At right half forward for the Swallows here. You were right, Brownbridge probably a bit unlucky not to get a free kick out of that. He dumped in a massive tackle by Andy Wall. ready to go here right in front of our commentary
How's the
position.
closing speed, boys, of Andy Hall?
It was
Incredible.
insane as Cottrell wins the tap down. Hammonds, nice handball to Kempton. His handball doesn't go too far. Tulloch underneath it. So is, I reckon, Hura. We're going to have another stalemate. Umpire Brewall says give it to me. Bet 60 from home for the Swallows. Trying to conjure something. There's a look towards the bench. Looks like it might be Liam Garlick, I think, ready to go at the moment. I reckon we might have John Hollywood on the boundary for us now. As there's a free kick maybe behind play just before we go there. And it's going to go the way of Wentworth. Cottrell taking it. But it happened inside Irymple's forward 50. John, what have you found in the first parts of this third quarter so far?
Right, so the ball's gone out of play there off the boot of Ferguson, unluckily. So it'll favour the Swallows. Cirillo brings us back in as we see a change up defensively there by the Roos. As now with the ball is Jakey Healy now. Goes long and squares it up.
Nice
It was
kick.
a ripper off his left, wasn't it? As Jimmy Tulloch marks inside the centre square. He wants to get on with it quickly. Damasi presents. They go down longer than me. In goes Wesley. Didn't keep his feet though. Chance for Hura. Kicks around his body open. Goal square beckons, but she's far side. So minor score the result. The first score actually on the Coombe Club scoreboard in some 6 minutes in this third quarter.
Me sore, boy.
6-3-39 for the Swallows. 3-7-25 Wenty.
Yeah, Ben Ridley's just called that Nick Mead. Certainly looking very croppy there at full forward at the moment. If he's going to stay on the ground, I don't think he's going to move too far from that position. It's back to a 14-point lead in favour of the Swallows. 6-3-39. Wentworth 3-7-25 as Noonan. Good different defence in the Roos. Floating effort to mark there by Duck. Couldn't bring it down. Damasi just might have dropped it between the legs there. Umpire says it's okay. We're going to have a stalemate. About 60 metres from home, Irymple's side off the ground. It is on the 16th Street flank here at the Mildura Sporting Precinct. Hope you're enjoying our call here on 106.7 Hot FM. Just being slapped everywhere at the moment. Cottrell with the clearing kick for the Roos. Down the line, bit of a hold both from Wandon and Curran. Wandon gets the free handballs quickly to Robinson. Down the line, Rhodes might have to sit. Hura's there as well. It comes off hands of everyone. Pezzanini, a chance on the run. The dispenser! What a finish! And gives a bow to the crowd if you don't mind in the right forward pocket. Third goal for him. 4-3-45 for Irymple, 3-7-25 for Wentworth on the Coombe Club scoreboard. His class and his clutch, man, he knows how to get it done on the big stage.
Oh, he's clutching. Look, that was from a very tight angle on the run, and he had someone right on his hammer there as well. So, interesting to see, though. We've got players injured all through the forward line at the moment for Irymple. So, they're going to have to capitalise as much as they can in this quarter. Any opportunity they get, like that one there with Pezzaniti, they've got to take him. Nick Mee, really struggling. You've got Hura down here, who's started off really well, Jacob. He's coming with a shoulder injury. You've got Dan Coughlin playing deep as well.
They're carrying a few,
They're carrying a few, Silco. Is it going to hurt them down the track?
We'll have to wait and see as it unfolds this afternoon here at the Mildura Sporting Precinct, but it is a 20-point neat bust for Irymple on that Coombe Club scoreboard as we restart again in the centre here of the MSP. Knocked to advantage to the Swallows with Damasi. Ball on the deck here for Joshy Moritz. Needs a good bounce. He might be in the van. Came burned and clumsy. Just lost his feet on the wrong side. Then 50 for the umpire. This is going to march him right down for a dead set shot on goal here. And I'll tell you what, Matt View, he did muck around.
He didn't at all.
Lower.
Well, someone said something there, and yeah, I'll tell you what, Coach Hancock will be absolutely furious with that.
Chicane Burr, he's
35 then, isn't it?
yeah, just yeah, but he's still in a pretty good position. Chicane Burr he's had a fair bit of it today, but just hasn't really been his day, has it? As Moritz to make this buffer 25 points in favour of the Swallows. He sets it to the left, and it stays left. Big opportunity gone begging there. Minor score 7-4-46 for Irymple. 3-7-25 for Wentworth. 8.5 minutes gone on the Coombe Club scoreboard as the Roos trying to bring it out of defence. Wade Minter, the left half back, a chance to attack here. Goes around the corner, but it could work okay. Parker's got space. He's got really nothing to kick to down the line. She has to put it high up and under. Front of the pack there was Cirillo bringing it to ground. Chasing it back is Duck. Did well. Gets it back again now. Chance, I think, for Carter off the outside of the boot. In fact, it was Cameron. Here's Carter now. Left half forward. He's going to go further inside. Jack Cottrell's got it.
Okay, Cottrell pretty much in the true centre half forward positions. He loads up a big one. Carries a little bit right to left into that left forward pocket. Who's going to stand underneath it? Lots of numbers around the footy. It's going to skew over the line there in the left forward pocket. So we'll get another ball in, but it's a nice transition coming up the back half of the ground there, Wentworth. Just getting their kicks on target, and when they get it in there, geez, they look really
Yeah,
impressive,
they
don't
do. And it's just that kick inside the 50 that have got to get right at the moment. They're really not giving any chances to their forwards.
So thrown in, tapped down by Jensen. Nice work there by Cirillo to duck underneath and flick the handball out. The Swallows trying to get the clearance. It's down the line. Going back as Andy Wall, that golden fist over the top. It might stay in though. Damasi working hard to keep it moving forward. Bottom of the pack there might have been Noonan. A bit of a shove from Damasi. Otherwise it's okay. Out of bounds. Almost true centre wing. 16th Street side of the MSP. Cracking game on our hands here at the moment. John Hollywood down on the boundary. What are you hearing from both benches?
Quick squirt ahead by the Swallows to Nick Lee, who really is on one leg there on the outer side at half forward. He goes to ground. Ball's locked in. Over the top comes some support from the Pairs and the whistle.
Wow.
Dragging it in. Just not the consistency you want from the umpires today. It's really hard to follow, hasn't it? Goes against Wade Minter on this particular occasion. So it's going to be the Pairs inside the centre square, well outside of his range. It's going to come towards us in the left forward pocket for Mitchie. Rhodes one out, over the top scouting. Rhodes almost with the second bite of the cherry. Wesley takes them on, he might be in trouble. Umpire Buick says no, it was held to him, so we'll get a ball up, but the Swallows could land a really mighty blow here for kicking
I'll
off.
tell you what, Damasi's looking dangerous, so is Jason Hero.
So throw it up, Ferguson with the tap down to his own advantage. Gee, that could have been holding up by says play on. Cottrell, quick hands, here's a chance for Davison. Hasn't been able to run much today, does it there? Well, way to kick the duck. Really nicely taken in front of Hollingworth. Doesn't waste time. Centre of the ground. Here's Minter. Takes it ahead of Pesaniti. He's held up well. Doesn't waste time. Goes back from where it came. Good pick up by Carter. Off the half volley. Sits it up. Hancock a chance. Off hands. Now around the corner from Howard. He's just looked it too much. In fact, I reckon it might be out of bounds inside the forward pocket. It didn't quite carry all the way, and it is going to be a chance here for the Roos to reset.
Numbers on the fat side there too. They elected to go back out towards the basketball stadium side, but they had two players running through the middle of the ground, and they were on. They were absolutely on then. Just got to look sideways.
In the good hands of Adam Henschke in the left forward pocket as he throws us back into the field of play at the 12-minute mark in the third quarter. It's the Swallows by 21 of the grand final of 22. Up they go, it clears that initial ruck contest. Irymple lead the race. They'll sweep it out wide towards boundary side in front of the basketball stadium. Some run and carry here with Jackson, is it? Gets on his left, he loves his left. Kicks down the line from Brownbridge. Super contested grab. Had two to go against really there. Minter really did his best to get a knuckle on top of that, but Brownbridge so strong. Now they'll go to Wandon as he runs the lines. Down the corridor they go. Coughlin out the back is dangerous. It didn't carry that initial contest though. Jim Noonan takes a very timely mark.
How good has Jimmy Noonan been today? Down at full back. Doesn't waste time, goes to the far side of the ground. That wind carries it a little bit further too. It's a bit of a reprieve for the Swallows there. Out of bounds right in front of the Cooney Club scoreboard. Wentworth 3-7-25, Irymple 7-4-46. But John Hollywood on the boundary. They do seem to be weathering the storm a little bit, Wentworth, and you'd think that could work for them coming into this last quarter.
Ball was in dispute on that outside, 16th Street side of the MSP. Ash Kenton had broken away from the initial contest, but umpire said it was out of play, so it is again the Hawk. Adam Henschke loads her up, throws it high, beautiful work. Up the rucks go, Jensen knocks it to advantage, but it fell nicely for Maurice as he kicks it up the line here for Garlic, but Ferguson over the back takes a cracking grab in front of the Cooney Club scoreboard. He's come back defensively in the last couple of minutes to just give them a loose man inside that defensive 50. He's got to get on with it now though, as Colgan approaches him on the mark, so he's got to kick it high up and under towards centre wing. Tough to stand underneath that. Jensen tried his best, but Moritz was better. Got it out the front door. Nice little kick from Kempton. Just overshot it for Garlic though, and here's our man Noonan again. He's had a great afternoon for the red, white and blue as he kicks up to a contest there to outer side of centre wing. Lots of numbers around the footy. Andy Wall has a pretty handy tackle. Chance here for Curran. Oh, that's an even better hit there as it Damasi got him and stopped him in his tracks. Just thought Wentworth were going to be away, but all of a sudden Irymple have just sounded that beautifully.
Yeah, Mick Damasi, as Benny Ridley said, he's looked dangerous around the ground, but he's certainly been tackling well also. Inside the forward 50, clearance here for the Swallows. Brownbridge, a bit of a tap over the head, trying to find Kempton. Still inside at the moment. Now it's gone out of bounds in front of the Cooney Club scoreboard. 21-point margin in favour of the Swallows. We've gone some 14 minutes in this third quarter. Brought to you by the team at Mallee Bearings, the local firm with the local knowledge. Absolute pleasure to have your company, Mitch Rod, Pat Silcox, Ben Ridley and John Hollywood, bringing you this 2022 SFNL Grand Finalist. Hoorah gets the tap over the top. Here's DeMasi, shrugs the tackle, handballs back to Hammers. He's besieged though. Numbers here all over the place. And Healy just got a handball off in time. I reckon only just got the fist to it as well. And it should be a stalemate in the middle of the ground. It's almost a rolling scrum there in the end. And we finally get some reprieve. I reckon there's going to be some tired boys out there at the moment, Paddy.
Yeah, look, I'll tell you what, boys. Wentworth have got to start getting numbers at the fall of the ball here, because in every single contest, Irymple are up and about, and they're winning every single time.
They sure are, Ben. As we get another ruck contest on the outer side, out the front door, they come to Cirillo now. Nick Mee wanted to have a bounce, but he goes further and drifts to Wandon. Is their real conduit down back? 1-2 with Nick Mee. Runs through the centre of the MSP. Whistle on the play. It's advantage called out the back for Rhodes. Stands underneath it. Coughlin dangerous. Couldn't hold his feet. Down goes Pezzanini in a great bird tackle. And we are locked up in his left forward pocket for the Swallows.
Gee, Canberra only just did enough to turn him there, didn't he, Benny?
Oh, I tell you what, they were on at the back there, boys.
They absolutely were. Desperate defence here by the Roos. What can they conjure up here? The Swallows, Hero with the tap down. And Garlic just held to him by Ferguson right on this last line of defence. Nearly 16 minutes gone in this third term. Thrown up again. Noonan gets a quick handball over the top. Pezzanini trying to get their Rhodes. What are we taking?
Oh, that's right in front of us, boys.
There was a loose arm there from Canberra. He's had a dirty day. And Mitch Rhodes deep in the left forward pocket. With this breeze, it's going to be hard to adjust, but we certainly know he's got pretty good goal kicking technique. And he's going to try and put it right on the boundary.
We were here. Was it a loose arm?
I didn't like it.
I didn't like it.
I
reckon there was a straight arm.
You reckon there was?
The Rabbit have had a bit better run on the whistle today, boys, but they're putting themselves in the position to win that free kick, of course, as Rhodes sets it up, kicks it magnificently, hits the post. It was just coming back from right to left. Gee whiz, that was a super attempt there from the number 21. And we move out now to 7-5-47 Irymple, 3-7-25 Wentworth. That, of course, on the Cooney Club scoreboard. We played almost 17 in this third quarter for Malleeberries.
A good mark there from Jack Cottrell, right in front of our commentary position on the stadium side of the MSP, down the line, off hands from Duck. He's got no one there at ground level, as Benny Ridley's been calling for. You need your smalls there to be able to help out. Numbers try to get back in support. Brooks at the bottom of the pack, bustling his way through there again. Is Burr, at least he's working hard to get to the contest.
He's pulled it back in.
So the Cossack was around. We thought he might have caught it for holding the ball, but happy to give it as a stalemate. 17 minutes gone in this third term of action here on 106.7 Hot FM. Your call team bringing you the 2022 SFNL Grand Finals.
To see a couple of members of the Ben Ridley fan club just in front of us here on the broadcast.
They are numerous too.
There's a chance for Cottrell, got it out the front, but now Nick Mee hacks it out of that contest. Will it stay alive? No, it goes out right in front of our man John Hollywood for Club Aquarius. It's out on the full, and we'll get a reload here from Cleve Wesley. Johnny Hollywood getting towards close to red time in this third quarter. Gee, Wentworth really need to hang tough here, don't they?
Nick Mee looked like he's just come to the pine there as well. Looked like he's certainly feeling a bit sorry for himself as the ball just the forward half of the win for Wentworth. Another stalemate, and certainly plenty of feeling in this game at the moment. Carter and Brooks getting to know each other a little bit more out there. Up by Breewall, throws it up in the ruck. Nice tap down from Duck over the top. Clearance, kick was smothered though from Tulloch. Quick hands now, chance here for Ferguson. He had about 5 of them jump on his back. He still went through. Sapupo kicks it forward. Hancock front position. Can he take it again at ground level? He just ran it so well off ground level. Handball didn't do much for his teammates though. Cottrell going back. Also there's Chiswell. Robinson again kicks it forward. Nicely done from the Swallows recruit. A little bit high there coming from, I reckon it was Minter. Free kick going the way of the Swallows and Garlic.
Liam Garlic, centre wing on the basketball stadium side of the ground. Coughlin got checked in his passage there, says the umpire. Probably wasn't really going for the footy that much either myself, Dan, but he'll get the kick here. He's just outside the forward 50. Wants to play on. Mick says, no you won't, Daniel, son. He'll go back behind the mark as he labours himself back. He
definitely whacks off there, boys.
He wanted to get it open on his left side, didn't he? As he now just stands over this one from about 65 metres out. He's looking to see what's further ahead of him here. He's going to go short. He's going to go to Garlic. Garlic's got to put in the yards and does well to hold it in the juke. So they've only probably made about 16 or 17 metres on the kick. Toughened up the angle as well, but Liam's going to play on now from 55 out. High ball. Up they go. Look out for Rhodes out the back. Emphatic knock over the top there from Wesley. Dangerous bouncing ball in the left forward pocket. DeMasi at ground level. gets over the top of Moritz. I think the umpire
Yeah,
snapped that
I
come
think
off
you're
because
right
he
there.
did the throwaway. Cottrell went without it. Here's a chance for Brooks. Garlick
That's
tries to
not
muscle
the
his
ball.
way through. Play on, says Brewell. Hura sweeps it out the top. Chance for Tulloch, is it? He gets it back to Wandon. Wandon needs a good bounce. He's in the van. He steadies. He centres dangerously.
Oh.
Wow.
Chopped off in the centre of MSP by Wade Hancock. We saw him do that late in the second term to get Wentworth a much needed goal. Switches
wide
play.
again,
Sam Cumming, the youngster, the 15-year-old who's had such a fantastic season,
Minter.
comes back in board to Minter as Benny Ridley's called it. He's held up by Robinson. Irymple just flooding numbers back at the moment.
Yeah,
Takes a little bit off it.
oh,
Ferguson has to take on 3. Picks it up at ground level. Outside of the right, shoot forward. Who's going to take it? Good body work down there by Parker. Might have been taken a bit high, he was.
Well
And
done, Parker.
Great reward there for effort. He's going to get the free kick. It'll be outside the 50, I think, by the time he connects with it. But he's going to just take a little bit off the clock and just take a little bit out of the game.
So, boys, the most important players here in this contest for Wentworth: Cumming, Sapupo, Haywood, fall of the ball. This has got to go high. You've got to make a contest and you've got to have ground level runners.
Oh, you can hear the crowd come up. It is a 50-metre penalty.
Wow.
And that's a big one here for Wentworth. And,
Well, don't worry about the crummers.
well, looks like he's passing it off here, Parker. So I'm wondering whether it might have been a free kick paid further down the ground. I think Chichikli is going to be the man having the set shot.
Okay, so Frankie's in that left forward pocket. Really difficult angle though, but this is a massive kick in the context of not only this corner, but a Wentworth footy netball seasons. Chichiglia drills it.
Frank, third take. Frank, third take.
Sensational, didn't they need that? 4-7-31 for the Roos, 7-5-47 Irymple. It is game on here at the MSP this afternoon on 106.7 Hot FM. Grand final day for Mallee-Berring's corner of 10th and Lennon, boys. How good is this?
Oh, Frank the
Absolutely.
Tank, boys, you're absolutely spot on. And I'll tell you what, how nervous would you have been? 15 metres out on a slight angle. Well, you can't miss them ones.
Absolutely, he didn't. He made the most of it. John Hollywood again, just a little bit of spark there for Wentworth on the bench. You just feel like they're just coming, they're just pressing, and just waiting for that little bit more of a breakthrough. So going back with the ball here is Moritz for Irymple. He might have just come on a bit high. A little bit unlucky there was Haywood, but the free kick was going to go the way of the short man from Irymple. Goes down the line, nicely weighted kick from Rhodes. Gee, he's got a great set of jukes. Brilliant set of hands. He's a little bit proppy coming up, but he's taking it well. He's about 65 from home, right half forward here for the Swallows. Told to play on now. Ooh, he just dances his way past Scatting, gets a few extra metres, looking for Garlick on the lead. Well done by Wesley. Desperate diving spoil from behind. And it mounts right in front of the Kumiala Club scoreboard. It's a 16-point margin in favour of Irymple, 7-5-47. Wentworth 4-7-31.
Benny, I'm not liking that matchup with Garlick going to Wesley because he's really making Cleve become accountable now.
Yeah,
Because
he
he's
is.
really good on the lead.
Yeah, I'm absolutely with you there because they're just taking his run and carry out of the game now. So they've had to drop Andy Wall back further deep to try and nullify that influence that Garlick's had, but he's presented really well.
So stalemate inside forward 50 here for the Swallows. Pretty much on the paint. As you can see here, Nick Meany deepest forward with Mitch Rhodes in front of him. Andy Waller, as you said, Benny Ridley just hovering around that last line of defence. Thrown up, Chiswell, nice tap over the top. Kempton, as he usually is at the bottom of the pack. Might have dived on it, umpire says he's okay.
Ferguson's just hanging around there. You just feel like something's going to happen with him there at the contest.
Certainly would be, and looking to try and see how long we've got left. I think it's about a minute left of game time in this third quarter. 23 minutes gone on the count clock. Duck just thumps it forward. Cirillo, how good of a first half did he have? Handballs up to Mensch, quickly again to Hammets. Tries to go around the body. Good work here for Garlick. What a mark! Wade Minter has come from about 15 deep across the face. What a gutsy grab that was.
Sensational. He's done some really nice things today, I reckon. Wade has come along in leaps and bounds with his footy in season 2022. Hangs it out 16th Street side centre wing. Robinson got up high and over the top. Wentworth. Is it a free against the long-haired Robinson? It is. Gee whiz, there was a couple of pushes in there. I'm not sure how that one got pulled out. But anyway, it is the Londella man who's centre wing on the outer side here at the Mildura Sporting Precinct. 24-minute mark of the third term. And it's Irymple 47, Wentworth 31. Hammets gets it back to Robinson, the 1-2. Floats a mongrel inside the 50. Minter again. Oh! Take it off the mark. Is it worth 50?
50 has to be. There was absolutely no eyes on the ball there from
He's
Damasi.
going to stay with the mark. And once again, another courageous effort there. His kick not so great, but Cottrell makes light of it though. Kicks out wide to centre wing, and they might be away, Mitch.
Yeah, Sam Cumming has got it. Oh,
Very good.
a little bit too quick there, Benny, but in the end, it is a 16-point margin in favour of Irymple. 7-5-47, Wentworth 4-7-31 on the Kumiala Club scoreboard. You just get the feeling that Wentworth might be ready to bring something home in this final quarter. Is that bacon just around the corner? We're here on 106.7 Hot FM, of course 90.7 in Wentworth, in Irymple and in Orion. It's a pleasure to have your company here. We've got an outstanding half an hour coming to you live from the Mildura Sporting Precinct. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a few moments for the final quarter to decide who's the premier in 2022.
What, boys, we're in for a big one. We're in for a big one. What do you reckon? Geez, Irymple just, they're holding it.
I tell you what, but any player doesn't
If when he can kick, when he can kick straight,
You just see
they're
them
on it.
waiting into there in that last
Oh, that was
That doesn't explain nothing, Will.
Yeah, exactly right.
They just got to knock Succumb playing dirty with them.
No, they've just got to, yes.
Because that was what happened in the second quarter.
Yeah,
They started to
yeah,
shut
they did.
down, go on the man all the time. Yeah.
And this is it now. I mean, look, I'll give some, I've given Wesley through a little bit of
I didn't realise they had 2 goals in the quarter.
Yeah. Keep the ball, give him footy.
Yeah,
Yep.
yep, 100%.
Sorry, mate.
Like you set up for some story.
Watching it from
Yeah,
pocket over
Oh,
there.
oh,
Just
yeah.
up here in that
Cottrell.
Getting up.
Yeah,
Nice.
exactly
Very
right.
good.
It looks amazing.
Yeah.
Carter had some good
It's
touches in
absolutely
there.
amazing.
A couple of his pickups at half volley.
The way it's worse is I always feel like I'm park looking at that.
Damasi,
Yeah,
Sunraysia,
yeah, it does, yeah, that's right.
Like that.
and it's
Well, 100%, no, you're right.
putting in sort of
That's
the
like those types of-
Yeah, absolutely. Kemp
Work,
did
you
some
know,
good stuff
when
at
I
ground
remember
level.
when they'd be great.
Oh,
Period.
yeah.
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 Bouncing off the wall otherwise.
That's it, isn't it? Like, it's just, how could you not see that that was going to happen?
Exactly.
Just insane.
Not as much as you want. Until you actually.
Exactly. And for it to be coming from the netball people, that just shocks me.
In more. Yep.
Yeah, I just,
Big time.
yeah, just don't get it. What do you reckon? Yeah, look at that, boys. That is a photo. That is a photo.
Right.
Who wins, Ben?
I still reckon Winnie.
You do?
Yeah, I still reckon Winnie. I'm just, but they've just got to.
Boys are-
They've now got to, and I think the wind's picking up going towards the centre. Yeah, I just reckon you can, like, as you said, you can start to feel Carter, Davison,
Yep.
these guys are starting to get into. They've just got to get numbers that carry the ball around the contest. They're just getting beaten where they shouldn't be getting beaten. They're playing too tall.
Mitch, you keep an ear out because it's just done something weird on me. I don't know what's going on here.
We come out of this one, right?
Oh no, we're back.
One more?
Community bank's on now. Because I don't know what
Well,
I'm doing.
Last one is McDonald's. Do you want
Yeah,
to?
we just come out of it.
Yeah, I just played McDonald's and
Yeah,
I
gotcha.
lost the screen, so there was another few pounds
Same
on
one.
5%. By 5 seconds.
We're staying upright on the good ship Beshman here at the Mildura Sporting Precinct, ready to bring you this final quarter of the 2022 Sunraysia Football and Netball League Senior Grand Final. It's Irymple 7-5-47, leading Wentworth 4-7-31 on the Kumiala Club scoreboard, but you just feel the Wentworth have a bit of momentum behind them at the moment. Your goal kickers for today, Nick Pezzaniti has 3 for the Swallows, Jason Hura has 2 singles to Mitch Rhodes and to Dan Coughlin, while for Wentworth it is Wade Hancock, Frank Chiglia, Jackson Ferguson and Tristan Parker with singles. We are waiting for an absolute clinker of the final quarter here, boys. Mitch Rod, Pat Silcox, Ben Ridley up in the box, bringing you the action here on 106.7 Hot FM. Of course, you might also be listening to us through Dartfish if you're watching the live stream as well. G'day to all of you out there. Fantastic to have your company. Before we go down to John Hollywood, and I've got no idea where he is in that sea of people at the moment. I reckon he looked like some sort of a Dad, I reckon, at a One Direction concert at the moment, because there are people everywhere around in that crowd. Ben Ridley, let's go to Irymple first. Who are some of your better players in that third
Oh,
term?
look, Zach Wandon, just his running carry across half back, his spread, he's just very poised. I thought he was fantastic. Justin Robinson was just absolutely amazing across half back. He was marking and clunking everything, but he's starting to get some yardage, he's starting to move forward up the ground as well. Look, I think that the biggest thing at the moment for the key players for Irymple are where are they going to be positioned in this quarter? So are they going to be stuck in the forward line and be taken out of the game, Silko? What are your thoughts?
Well, that's a really good question. I just want to quickly go through a couple more of the better players. Nando Cirillo, I'm not sure if
Very
he
good.
was really good. Ash Kenton, some great extraction in that quarter. The Pans, in a low-scoring game, 3 goals could be really vital, couldn't it, as we go ahead into this last quarter. Mitchy Rhodes has really impressed me. We know how good he is in the contested situation. I think he's raised the bar even higher for me today. On the other side, quickly, we go to Wentworth. Wade Minter, some of his efforts just absolutely inspirational. Really good. Jackson Ferguson's had a great afternoon for me. I think he's been really good. Some good work from Jack Carter in that quarter. Campbell Davidson coming into the game as well. And they'll really look for their coach to be the man to sparkle, I reckon, Wade Hancock in this last quarter.
Certainly will. As the crowd disperses, we just see Johnny Hollywood like Moses parting the seas as he comes towards the boundary there. John Hollywood, which huddle did you go to at 3/4 time, and what was the message? John Hollywood sounds like an absolute kid in a lolly shop out there at the moment. The excitement in his voice is palpable, and it is for us here for the final time this season. We're ready to go to bring you home in the 2022 Sunraysia Football and Netball League Grand Final. Mildura Sporting Precinct, Irymple leading by 16 points over Wentworth. Who's going to come home the better in this final term? Pat Silcox, Ben Ridley. Quickly before we get going, quick fire go. Who's who wins from here?
Yep, Wenny. I'm sticking with Wenny.
Paddy?
I'm going to stay with the Swallows. I just think they've got enough smarts and experience to just be able to hang on, but geez, it's going to be a good run home.
And my balance is great by standing on the fence while I'm right here at the moment. The wingspan is out, making sure I don't fall anywhere around.
What about Johnny? What do you got from you, Johnny?
It certainly is. And here we go, getting ready. The final term brought to you by McDonald's, Mildura and Irymple, and we are loving it. For the final time in 2022, here's Pat Silcox.
Thank you very much, Mitch. As we get underway in the final stanza, one down by Jensen, got it out there for a one-on-one with Ferguson. He was just knocked off the path of the footy there. Some really good contribution coming off the centre wing there from Callum Brooks. Just held him in his tracks, didn't it? As umpire Frost Roses back into the air. Once again by Jensen, looking out there for Cumming, but Cirillo leads the race. I reckon he's going to be leading the race with best on too today. He's had a great day near though, but couldn't quite keep it going his way. Then maybe kicked in danger for Sammy Cumming. Damasi back to Cirillo. Oh, intercepted by Cumming as he was looking to go back to Damas. He goes out of play. We're going to throw in, boys, on the 16th Street wing here at the MSP.
Just having a look at the way Wentworth is setting up to start with. There's Wade Hancock and Aaron Dutch, your deepest forwards. Andy Wall there as well. Tristan Parker looks like he's playing actually as a stay-at-home forward, which is interesting. He's shown he's been dangerous so far. As Cirillo and Damasi combining again, Irymple getting the ball forward. It just barrels through a few players. In fact, it's a free for a high shot. It's coming back against Dewey Cameron. You're going to go the way, I think, of Liam Garlick. Hasn't had much of an impact on today's contest. He's found himself a long way from home. Up and under, Rhodes is the target. Offhand, got on by Scatting. In fact, there's a push there, I think, as well. Gee, that's desperately unlucky.
Away too.
And that's going to be a free gun in the way of Mitchy Rhodes.
I reckon Mick Brewell's caught him. He was 60 metres away from the footy. So he's
Oh no, it's going in the other direction. I think they pointed the wrong way, so the free kick going the way of the ruse. It's down with Campbell Davison.
Confusion brings in this last quarter. Let's try and keep a handle on it here.
Add to it, boys. Just adding to it.
Dangerously across the face, but he goes to James Noonan. He marks. Still well inside the defensive 50 at the San Mateo Avenue end of the Mildura Sporting Precinct. Out wide he goes this time for a chance. Is it Minter, who's been so good after half-time, kicks up to Cumming! The youngster, what a contested chap that is! Did so well to get great front and centre position on Callum Brooks. What a grab in a big game that is from a young man. He kicks long on the breeze, almost inside the 50. And he's very good out front. And Robinson, what a passage this is starting.
Oh, this is it now. We've got to get numbers underneath the ball here. You've got to get those small forwards in as we look for Hancock.
No, Hancock's front position.
Oh!
He has! Brody Jackson's got him across the mush. And Wade Hancock looking for his second of the day to try and bring the margin back to 10 points. We've gone 2 minutes in this final turn. We felt the momentum was with the Roos. A couple of really good marks. First from Sam Cumming, then Andy Wall. And now Wade Hancock has a chance to put some icing on this passage of play, Paddy.
Right, let's have a look at it here. He's pretty much directly in front of the Beacon Avenue end. Slight angle to that left forward pocket, sets over it. He's kicked so many goals in his career. Maybe no more important than that one because that's exactly the start they wanted in this final quarter. 5-7-37, the Wenty Roos. Trail now by 10, Irymple 7-5-47. That is on the Kumiela Club scoreboard, my friends. Last quarter action on Hot FM for Maccas, Mildura and Irymple.
And we are loving it, Ben Ridley. How important is it to have players who can just take those big contested marks in a game like this? We saw it with Sam Cumming, read it really well there before, but Andy Wall's grab against a really good opponent in Robinson was vital.
Well, this is the thing. I mean, Robinson was the one who was cutting up across half back in that third quarter. Now he's got one of the best defenders and one of the best one-on-one contest markers up forward right next to him. So, crucial move.
Now, a chance here for the Roos to try and get their centre clearance. Ferguson taken down. We're going to get a stalemate inside the centre square still. John Hollywood on the bench. It looks like Claude Leslie just getting a bit of work done on the bench.
Yeah.
Spot on, good call, Johnny, as the ball just continues to roll across the turf here at the MSP, gets almost out to centre wing on that 16th Street side. Back in the possession we go of the Cossack, one of their favourites here on Hot FM. Nick Brewell throws us high into the sky. The rucks go out at Jensen, gets a good look at that one for Ferguson to run off, but then leaves it behind. Ball's on the deck. Gee, it's really tense here, isn't it? There's a chance for, is it me trying to just muscle his way out of about 3 tackles there. In the end, he's held up, he's going nowhere. We'll get another restart.
Tell you what, boys, if I was Wentworth's coach, I'd be asking Harper Curran to come out here near the Chicken Hawk, Henschke, and pull Zach Wandert away as far as he can and try and get back behind the contest.
Yeah, great call, Ben. Here's Cirillo, as he's done all day at the back of the pack. Might have been leagued. The umpire said he's going to get a free kick. A little bit accidental there from Jack Carter, but Cirillo has got to be leading the voting for the John Groves medal, you'd think, at the moment. Goes with the left shoe down the line, it's going to work. But Demacia and Rhodes spoiled each other in the end. Mick follows up at ground level though. Handball over the top. Jace Hura taken to ground. Now a chance here for the Roos. Cottrell off to Davison. Down the line, Duckets through the midst. Well picked up by Robinson. What a tackle!
He's going to change the game, this fella. Yeah. I'll tell you what, I think he's the most important player on the ground right now.
How vital was that?
Whoa! He's medal this year as he kicks up to Hancock out the back. It's going to be fisted clear for a minor score, but I'll tell you what,
boys.
The emotions are running high now in this last quarter. She's a dead set race to the finish line here. Who will be first? Well, we'll find out in about 20 minutes, so stay with us here on Hot FM. 7-5-47 on Ripple. The Roos are surging in this last quarter. 5-8-38, 5-minute mark final quarter.
Zach Wandering clears for defence for the Swallows. Jace Hura front position, well done by Parker. Look away handball there from Cottrell. Trying to find Minter. He's able to keep it in board. Handball's back to Cottrell. It's a dangerous looping handball, but he bursts away down the line. Hancock reads it well. Couldn't take it on the extension. Hollingworth, the youngster, just under some pressure. Oh, well done by Pesaniti. I reckon that's still inside the line. In fact, it's Hammett's.
That's why Harper Curran, boys, has to be behind the play. They've got no numbers there.
Yeah, they just peeled off there in the last line of defence, and Hammett's has been playing half fit all day. That's only just. I reckon it's about 10.5, but Campton will take it. Down the wing, he's looking for Chiswell, I think in the back. Big fly by the youngster. Hayward's at ground level. Big hip and shoulder coming through by Mickey D. And it's over the line. We'll get a throw in. In fact, I think it's a high call.
She's on.
And it's going to go the way of the Swallows. I think the free kick.
No, that wasn't a free kick.
No, there's a free kick's been pulled out, and Nate Hura's got it.
It's a bit ugly on the sidelines. A bit of a melee going into the dugouts there as we play on up towards right half forward as we see it for Rhodes. Good handle in borders over to Joshy Moritz. They go towards Garlic, is it? Sticky Dukes holds the mark. He could be really crucial in this last quarter. We know how good he is on the lead-up, boys, and he kicks them a long way. This is the hands you want the footy into that breeze going to the Sam Matteo Avenue into the ground. If he kicks this, they get that bit of buffer on the scoreboard.
Silko. This is a monstrous kick in the terms of the game as he looks to line up just on a 45-degree angle, kicking from about 55.
So Liam Garlic comes in, sends it home.
Boys.
It looks good off the boot. Liam Garlic has sent it home. If you don't mind it, he's just about kicked that from Kazakhstan.
Wow.
But he's put it through the big sticks. Important goal there for the Swallows. It's 8-5-53 for them. 22-point lead over Wentworth. 4-8-32. That's on the Coomiella Club scoreboard. And what a big goal that was by Garlic. John Hollywood on the boundary. Such an important kick and a cool head really by a man who hasn't had a lot to do today.
What was the free kick for, Johnny? Just quickly. Tahura on the wing to the back of the head. Yep, that's always a fair one.
Oh, Hancock's got out of the goal square with that quick entry inside the forward 50. It was a turnaround kick from Andy Wall around his body, and Hancock led beautifully up in front of Jackson, just had that little bit too much separation, and now he's got a set shot straight in front from only about 15 out.
Jackson's done a pretty good job all day, but you just feel if it's a one-on-one contest, the strength might lie with the bland medal winner. He gets the goal. It's his second of the final term. Wentworth 6-8-44, trailing Irymple 8-5-53 on the Coomiella Club scoreboard. What a contest we've got on our hands here today, boys. It is a clinker at the Mildura Sports Precinct. If you're not here at the game, we hope you're enjoying our coverage on 106.7 Hot FM. I'm getting exhausted here, Benny Ridley. I don't know about you, mate.
Oh, this is fantastic. What a grand final. I'll tell you what, though, Nick Jensen, when he grabs that ball out of the contest there and just swings around onto his boot, you know something's going to happen. So it's going to be interesting. He's up against the younger and skinnier Chiswell. Is he going to try and take the ball out of the contest as much as possible here?
It's good to see that Jack's getting his run. Johnny Hollywood's been pushing for it all afternoon. Almost starting to become a semi-shootout now. It's opening up this last quarter, which is great to see. Here's a chance for Scatting. Couldn't quite pick it up there. At centre-half forward with the Swallows. Back up to advantage for Wandon. Wandon now. Here's a chance for Robinson. He'll repel the danger to centre wing on the basketball stadium side. He goes for Nick B, who's labouring on that leg. Here's Wesley. Takes it away. Kicks it into centre field. Needs an option here. Where's the bounce? It goes over to Cumming. To Carter now. Burr. Back to Carter. Left footer. It's floating off the boot. It's an open goal square.
What a goal! Oh my God!
Carter, can you believe
on the left.
Final, you won't see a better goal than that in a clutch situation. It looked like an absolute stinker off the shoe, but it went all the way through.
Pull it, Sylvester Stallone, because that was Get Carter, if you don't mind. What a goal on the run. It's a 3-point margin here at the Mildura Sporting Precinct. If you think we're going mad here in the commentary box, what about that Wenny crowd who are loving it? What a goal there by Jack Carter.
He did everything wrong, Mitchie. It's
But it was so right.
He kicked it on his left. Wow.
It's 3 points the difference. Irymple 8-5-53. Wentworth 7-8-50 on the Coomie Club scoreboard. We're about to tick over 10 minutes in this final term.
All right, Brownbridge gets the extract up towards his Coghlan at left half forward. Couldn't hold his feet. Out the back door is Damasi. They'll keep it alive here. Back to Damasi in the 1-2. Beats a couple of tackles. Now Coghlan gets some separation. A lone left footer into the pocket. Mark take it almost, but it's Wesley again. He
over
kicks
the back,
him
boys.
wide
Over the back.
the contest. It stands on its point there. Chance for Parker. He fell to ground. Here's Mensch. Calmly measures one. They go on that outer side up for a leading target.
Oh, it's good!
Really good tackle.
Oh,
Straight
wow.
away.
Look at the pressure go up, boys.
Have really turned it up a notch, haven't they?
James Noonan has been outstanding in defence for the Roos today. You keep on forward. There's a chance. Cirillo, he's got Burr for company. Pushes him out of the way. Just trying to barrel it forward. Cirillo.
Wow, they are. And I'll tell you what, the pressure surge forward, as you said, Silko there. And the ball's carrying longer. So at the moment, if they can keep this locked down in their half forward line, oh, we're on for a game.
I reckon any Irymple defender going back to the flight at the moment is going to be hearing footsteps coming over the top. It's a 3-point margin here in favour of Irymple. Cottrell trying to bust his way through. Ball's at the back of the pack. Moritz taken to ground by Burr. Big last quarter you'd feel for the skipper here for Wentworth. Holds it up in front of that Coomiella Club scoreboard. We've gone 11 minutes in this final term. SFNL Hot FM match of the day. Thanks to Matt Milner and the team at Batcher World. It's grand final day.
We wanted a close one, Mitch, and we are getting it up. We have the MSP this afternoon as the ball's in dispute on that outer side just underneath the Coomiella Club scoreboard, which reads Irymple 8-5-53. They're hanging on for dear life at 7-8-50. The Weddy Roos are coming home like a steam train this last quarter. We played 11.5 for Maccas, Mildura and Irymple. Up it goes, one down front centre. Wentworth get the takeaway. Little quick kick up to Curran in front of Wanda. Was he taken over the shoulder? No play on the call. Hancock, clever hands over the top from Wall. Now a chance for Carter, the hero from moments ago. Up they go, Parker. Duck! Darren Duck, he can't. It's still alive though. Right out.
Oh, is that high? Is that high?
Gee, I'll tell you what, it's a very, very tight game in the clinches.
Lock it in.
And the umpires are letting
Yeah,
them play.
I like it. I like it, Silko. So I'll tell you what, at the moment, this is where they've been caught out. The fall of the ball, the bottom of the contest. They've got to get numbers down at the fall.
So thrown up, the Hura gets a little tap away. Parker, front and centre. He's taken down with a big front-on tackle coming from Jason Hura. The pressure is right up here at the moment. The lid of this cooker's about to bust off the place here at MSP. Thrown up again. Jensen trying to fresh area in the ruck contest. It's going to be a free kick. Yeah, just a bit of a brain fart there from Jensen. The free kick's going to go the way of Nathan Hura. It also looks like he's labouring a little bit, boys. The pressure is on. The bodies are sore. It's time to stand up now.
I'll tell you what, it is all on the line. What chance of drawing this one, boys? Here's a chance for Jackson. Dangerously got the receive off the last line. Kicks up towards half-back on this basketball stadium side on the ground. Jake Healy hasn't been sighted, but that was clever work for him to get it to Robinson. It's still going along the line. They'll get a free kick, and they get a chance to set up their structures there as Joshy Moritz comes off the ground. Nick Mees barking orders from the sideline. Look at the rotations, man. They're on, they're
amazing. I'll tell you what, they're really risking everything here. They're going to the side that I would not be going to right now. They're trying to open this game up.
So Brooks, handball over top to me, who's just come onto the ground. Bit further up to Nathan Hura. Has to stop. Prob fact it's Healy. Goes with the left handball. Brooks. It sits up long towards the square. Who's on offer there? It's Garlic off hands. And I reckon it's going to go across the boundary line. We'll have a throw in right forward pocket here for the Swallows. Probably not the morally turn that the Wentworth defence wanted. It's in a decent position here for the Swallows. John Hollywood on the boundary for Club Aquarius. It must be frantic down there at boundary level. Oh, that's a big time.
Oh, it hasn't.
The Pez dispenser. He loves it. What an important goal. He's fourth of the day, Irymple. 9-5-59. Wentworth 7-8-50. It's back out to a 9-point buffer in favour of the Swallows. We know he loves the big stage, and he just timed it perfectly there, didn't he, Riddles? That's the position where you want your crumbing forwards.
That's all we've asked for, and this is where Wentworth, they've got to get those players in those dangerous positions. Front and centre, Pezzaniti timed it perfectly, snap around the corner, but it's the way they set it up. They've come out towards the basketball stadium side, taking all the risk, because if they turn it over there, the fat side's open for Wentworth.
Right, back underway at the 14-minute mark. It's a 9-point margin for the Swallows as Brownbridge hacks them down towards left half forward, looking for Mick Damasi. He's out bustling his opponent out there. Got a nice bounce. Sweeps it back inboard to Tulloch. Tulloch high up and under into that left forward pocket. Standing underneath it, Rhodes. Coglin's lurking. Ball slapped further forward to advantage. Here's a chance for Wentworth to get it to Ferguson. He beats the tackle of Brownbridge with strength. Handballs it out into some open space. Here's Wade Minzer. How good's he been today, boys? He's run into the ground by Brownbridge though. Irymple maintained possession as the high up and under for Hura. Can't quite bring it down. It's still up for grabs. What a game this is turning out to be. But Wentworth are out towards centre wing on the 16th Street side.
What a mark by Tristan Parker too. It was a quick kick by Chichiglia, and Parker has had a good day. Takes the strong grab. Quick kick to Sammy Cumming. He's got time to run. Goes towards the pocket where Hancock's free. Over his head. Just had a little bit too much on it. And out of bounds in the right forward pocket. Just past the 15-minute mark in this final quarter of action here on 106.7 Hot FM. Bring you the action is McDonald's, Mildura and Irymple, and we're loving it here at the MSP. Tapped down by Hollingworth. Burr, quick hands, tried to find Parker. Jim Brooks on there, just got it away. Oh, left yes! Oh! Andy Ward just didn't quite get enough bend. No, 7-9-51 for Wentworth.
They're 8 points behind Moritz on his own.
9-5-59 on the Cooney Club scoreboard. Goes in that direction. Moritz takes the open mark here at right half back for the Swallows.
Okay, so we're with Joshy Moritz. Almost reach out and slap him on the back of the head here as he goes down the line, centre wing, looking for big Jack. Jack stands under it, takes him on the chest. Read it really well, Chiswell. And, oh gee, I thought that might have been a 50 there from Brewell, but we're a bit concerned. He quickly gets a handball away to Robinson. Another handball now for Cirillo. Will open up on his left foot so he can get it towards the corridor. Right half forward they go. Back with a flight, almost. Play on call here. It's going to come back though. Free kick for Irymple. It is in the hands of Mitch Rhodes. He's in the right. Not quite forward pocket. Call it half forward. He'd be about 65, 70 metres out from that San Mateo Avenue end goal. Keeps it low. Over the top. Ferguson. What a contested grab that is.
Strong mark by Ferguson. Just floating back with the flight. He knows he can't waste too much time. Howard leaves it behind Kempton. Follow-up tackle was good. Damasi, little chip over the top. Well done. And Pezzaniti takes it, going back with the flight. right on the boundary in front of the hill. If there's any position that Nick Pezzaniti wants the ball, it's in front of the crowd on the boundary to make it his 5th of the day.
How about the drama in this one, Benny? You've got to love it.
Tell you what, the anxiety levels are through the roof, but what a crucial drop there from Howard.
Yep.
Oh.
It certainly was, as Pezzaniti, he's kicked 1 in this final term, got 4 for the day. In front of the crowd on the hill at the far side of the ground, the San Mateo Avenue end. Here's a chance for the Pez dispenser to make it a 14-point ball game. It's tight, it's close, it's going through!
Oh, the crowd's pumping!
It is absolutely loves it!
Unbelievable.
A big bow to the crowd. He says, thank you for coming. Pay me for the tickets coming a bit later on. Nick Pezzaniti, 5 goals, and that margin back out to 14 points. What a crucial goal that was. John Hollywood on the boundary. The momentum was with the Roos, but Pez, 2 in 5 minutes, has really swung it back in Irymple's favour.
He's been the premier small forward in this competition for probably the last 5 to 10 years. He loves the big stage, and he is absolutely playing up to it this afternoon as Jensen quickly out of the ruck contest, but there's your man, Zach London Betty's. He's
Drag him away
there across half back. As he studies his options, he's going to go way out wide to centre wing on the 16th Street side of the MSP. Looking out there for Brooks. And a second bite of the cherry to get it back now for Moritz. Bit of run and carry from Josh, goes down the line, and all of a sudden,
just composure, isn't
control.
it?
They're steadying up, aren't they? Hammonds. As they hang on to this margin of 14 points with 18 and a half gone on the final quarter, Mitch.
Yeah, 8 minutes of game time left in this one. The kick didn't do any favours for Damasi, but I'm sure he'd be happy to see it across the boundary line, 16th Street side of the MSP. It's a 14-point margin in favour of the Swallows. 10-5-65, Wentworth 7-9-51. That's on the Cumula Club scoreboard. We're absolutely loving this grand final being brought to you here today. Thrown in. What can Wentworth come up with? They need some replies and quickly. A chance here for Ferguson. He's caught cold. That's a brilliant tackle coming through for the Swallows. And the free kick, I think, is going to go the way of Dan Coughlin, the man who hasn't been able to move all that well today, but comes up clutch when he needed it.
He moved pretty well there, didn't he, to lay a massive tackle on a big man with momentum there. So Dan Coughlin.
In fact, Nathan Hura, I think, is going to be the man who's got the ball in hand now.
Okay, so Hura with the footy just adjacent to that Cumula Club scoreboard. The 19.5-minute mark goes long towards centre wing on the outside. Andy Wall, he's had a good day today. Takes a nice mark in front of the pack. Time's running out though, they need to get things moving quickly. Need to centre up this football. He goes long, up the line towards right half forward on the outer side. Up goes Aaron Duck, couldn't bring it down. High over the top was coming. Umpire says, I am not going to pay a free kick, which is fine with me. And we'll get a stalemate and shoot at the 20-minute mark out of side.
Interesting one, boys. Time on. There's a few goals kicked this quarter, so we might have an extra bit of time this quarter.
Yeah, we've got just under 7 minutes of game time still remaining as the ball goes out of bounds in front of the Cumula Club scoreboard. 14-point margin in favour of Irymple. A couple of quick goals here for the Roos will really put the cat amongst the pigeons at the moment. What can we bring up here in the final 10 minutes of action of your Hot FM 2022 SFNL season? It's over the back of the pack, busting his way through. There was Hollingworth. In fact, it was Garlic. It's stolen up and down. Parker underneath. Big spoil by Wandon. Important by the skipper. Healy with the clearing. Kick off the left shoe. Rhodes the target.
What a mark.
That's a brilliant grab.
What
He's taken it really strongly.
Yeah, stood up so strongly this afternoon, Mitchell Rhodes. He's on the outer side at centre wing. He just takes a bit of tempo. He's going to sweep it back here towards Nathan Hammonds.
Too early for this stuff, boys.
A little bit careful and need to execute if they're going to play this chip around sort of style of footy. Wentworth looks like they smartened up to the fact and gone one-on-one to pick up all their opponents now as Hammonds just pokes it down the line and they'll continue in possession here. Dan Coughlin, what a man to have the footy in at the moment at the 21-minute mark. Irymple look like they've got a bit of control back in this game now with a 14-point lead as he goes to left half forward. Big passion crash. Here's Moritz with a bit of run and guts. Here's Garlic. He's had some great moments to Damasi. He's going to keep it going. A big Robbo. Robinson needs support. He's holding the foot. He has a bounce. He's got the time. They're not coming at him. He's going to run around Minter though as he kicks up towards a leading Cirillo. What a gut-busting effort at centre wing on the basketball stadium side.
Yeah, he pushed from half back to half forward. He goes back now to London, and Davison's there to lend a hand for Wentworth. Damasi's good free outside 50.
Remarkable.
He just takes the mark all by himself. I reckon Jack Carter it was the man who was running with him, just got burned and left behind. It's outside the 50 now. He's told to play on. He's got to try and find something around the corner. High up and under. Big fly in the back from Chiswell. Couldn't bring it down. Sapupo clearing kick forward. Off hands from Coughlin. Follows up at ground level. Kempton. Been a warrior all day. And just a bit clumsy from Cam Davison. Ash Kempton's going to be the recipient of the free kick.
Down to the sideline for Club Aquarius, John Hollywood. If they can hang on here, John, this will be one of the most remarkable victories for Irymple. How brave have they been? Alright, so the ball is still alive there as the ball on the skip to Robinson as he couldn't quite pull it in at right half forward. He was looking for the receive there from Hamo, but kick didn't quite hit the target. So we'll get a ball up, Benny. It's right half forward.
Yeah, just Zach Wandon just playing loose here again. So you can't have Zach Wandon loose running across half forward. You've got to suck him out of the contest as far as you can.
There's a chance here for Hammonds trying to bust his way through the pack. Gets a quick handball over the top, but it's intercepted by Campbell Davison. Left foot down the line. Wade Hancock on the lead. Off hands, well done by Jackson. Bring it to ground. Quick hands from Howard. Now a chance for Carter. Around the body. Ducks the target. Really well weighted.
Back.
Over the top, Sam Cummings there. He's going to go for the sticks himself. Aaron Duck. Has he got it?
Oh, he's burned a couple of players there, boys.
Look close from here. Sam Cummings was free on the far side of the 50. And it's just a minor score with less than 4 minutes left in this game. It's a 13-point margin. Irymple 10-5-65. Wentworth 7-10-52. That's in the Kumiala Club scoreboard. Really important time coming up here. The Swallows would just want to chew up some of this clock. Wentworth need to get moving. A well-weighted kick by Wandon out of defence. And Mitch Rhodes, dare we say it, the Rhodes has become a highway today.
More accountable, haven't they, Wentworth? They want to win. They've just got to pick them up. You can't let them come out of defensive 50 uncontestedly. Mitch Rhodes kicks it long off the right boot. You hear it in the ground effects, Mike. Good mark there. Contested style by Cottrell as he plays on quickly to the corridor for Ferguson. Mead closes. He has to hold himself up there right in the dead set middle of the MSB.
Straight down the middle, boys.
He's got to kick it long
Right
and strong.
down the middle. Don't worry about it.
Wesley presents, but it's going to clear him.
Oh,
Here's
Andy
a chance
Wall.
for Wall. 2 out, can he? No, he can't. It hits the deck though. Chance at ground level for Chiglia. Gets it back. Little kick around the body from the Bruise. Goes to Duck. He couldn't quite hold it. It's in that right forward pocket for Wandon, who's been such an absolute tower of strength this afternoon. Knocked over the top there by Cam Davison. It's still alive for Cottrell. I'll come back here for an opportunity. Is it Wesley again as he kicks down the line of Sapupo, centre half forward?
He's free by himself. Good kick by Scatty. He needs to go across the ground. He switches. Dewey Cameron, the veteran, runs up towards the 50, takes a bit off it. Howard the target. Big spoil coming from Hollingworth. Walls there, taken down quickly. Big tackle coming through from Hammonds. Howard squirts it back. Sapupo, quick hands. Jensen, left shoe. He's home. Jensen has put through an important goal here for the Kangas. What a kick that is. They're now up to 8-10-58. Irymple 10-5-65. There is 2 minutes and 22 seconds left on the countdown clock. There is time, Ben Ridley, but gee, it's all going to go their way from here.
Well, now you're starting to get those numbers straight off half back. They've got to come straight in, impact the contest. Chichiglia, Wesley, Noonan, don't worry about it. You've got to risk it all and just come straight through, run and carry, break the lines.
How are we going here, boys? Fever pitch finish to the 2022 SFNL season. They get the quick clearance here, but Bird couldn't get the bounce. Now Minter loved his game today inside the forward 50. Under the back is Hancock, filling his buckets. Can he spin around? He needs support. Chance now, Davison kicks it high. It's really high. It's up to the goal square. Front and centre is Duck. Duck gets a handball, but he needs help there.
Wondered
Oh,
again,
Irymple.
boys. Oh, it's an important point.
Oh, it is.
Oh,
They'll
it's
rush
an
it
important
through.
point, boys.
They'll rush it through to safety. One straight kick the difference on the Kumiala Club scoreboard.
1-on-1.
8-11-59 Irymple, 10-5-65 at the 26-minute mark.
I thought you were being facetious about a draw being on the cards, Paddy, but it's absolutely a chance as Jackson clears it from defence for the Swallows. High up and under. Gee, that's a great grab at the front of the pack.
Wow.
And it's Dan Coughlin.
Oh, boys.
What an outstanding contested mark there. Clock ticks down. 1:45 left in this contest. Can't afford to ice it too early, but any time off the clock will do for the Swallows. Left foot down the line. Mitch
Oh,
Rhodes.
what
He
a
has
game.
been a tower
What
of
a game.
strength in this final quarter. Big mark, plays on quickly, over the top. Pezzaniti leading the way back. He's got Burr for company. Can he keep it? He might have been a little high.
Yes.
And it's
Wow.
been paid. Pezzaniti went to ground level, a clumsy tackle in the end. And just will chew that time off the clock. Just over a minute left. He'll take his entire allotted 30 seconds from here. and it might just be enough.
He can score, that's the game. Doesn't need to be a goal. A point will give him a 7-point margin, you reckon, as Mitch said, with less than a minute to play in the grand final of 2022 on Hot FM. They're going to quickly bring it back and waste a bit more timepiece as the kick comes to Coghlan, who just steadies, he just measures, he has a look. He's about 70 out from goal in that left forward pocket. Chisels one into the forward pocket. They're looking for an option. Going back from the floor, almost garlic.
All
Took a great grab.
Here it is,
Now
last
Wentworth
chance.
needs to get it out of there quickly. Wesley
Last
goes out to
chance.
Ferguson. He's got some space and separation. Needs a good bounce. It was horrendous. Great work from Hamo on one leg, dead calf and all. Gets it over the line. That might be a grand final.
Play, Silko. And you've called it perfectly. He's come in on one leg and he's just absolutely killed the contest because they were gone. I'll tell you what a game, boys.
It is a game of moments, and that is as big as any as we've had today, Nick. Nathan Hammett's putting it across the line. Wentworth have got to go here. We've got about 10 seconds left on the countdown clock. It's going to be out of bounds. I think in the Irymple
Too much,
forward
boys.
half. And it's going to be thrown. In fact, there's a high hit. The free kick's going to go the way of Wentworth. They've got to go here. They've got to go. They can't do it. It's Irymple winning a
Wow.
classic grand final in 2022. The Swallows celebrate. It's heartbreak for Wentworth. Irymple being such a powerhouse. And technically they go back to back after winning the last one in 2019. They go again in 2022. The Kumiala Club scoreboard, just 6 points separating them. Irymple 10-5-65. Wentworth 11-8-59. What a contest we've had in our hands today, boys. It was absolutely brilliant. While they're out celebrating, we might take a couple of quick grabs from our sponsors and be back in a couple of minutes to wrap up. Fingers crossed we might have Johnny Hollywood grab a couple of the players from the winning sides and we'll find out who the John Groves medal winner is. That final margin again, 6 points in favour of Irymple, your 2022 SFNL Premiers.
Great finish, mate.
Well done, boys.
Well
Well done.
Great stuff.
When you two were around Scotland.
Well, I reckon if you kick 5 goals in a game like this, I reckon Pets has got to be best on ground.
Mitch, mate, so there's so many that you
Right.